Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and thanks for stopping by. Our dedicated team will guide you through with the latest updates and theories at Starbase, Texas. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for future streams.
9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
Hey there, Mauricio and the incredible team and volunteers around everything RGV aerial photography. Oh man, has it been a wild thing having seen the entire community around this adventure grow over the years. I've been lucky enough to have been doing this alongside you almost since the very start of this whole Starship story. Way back then, of course, it was all the Interplanetary Transport System and BFR before the Starship name had even stuck. All the way through though, you, Mauricio, and the growing team made this incredible story to tune into. It's been a real inspiration to see everything evolve from above and from the ground too, and there's been plenty of amazing but also tough times that we've all weathered together. Now here you are with the 200th video. That's a real achievement there, my friends, and you've only got to look at the huge support here from an audience that I don't think that we can ever really thank enough. It is such a big deal. Thanks obviously for everybody watching, because none of this is possible without you. Anyway, congratulations on this sweet milestone, and thanks for always being a great friend to me and the team all these years. We absolutely love the work you do. Happy 200.
Hey, g'day everybody. Welcome to RGV Weekly episode number 200. Wow, 200. Where does the time go? I can distinctly remember some of the very early episodes of Starbase Weekly. It's been an amazing journey, being invited to be part of the team and having spent a lot of time with the team now. I really appreciate everybody following along with the journey as we've gone over 200 episodes. A big shout out there to Marcus House for sending us that video and for his thanks and his congratulations. So on with our show today. So we'll have I've got Alex with me today. Thank you very much, Alex, for joining us today.
Hello all, glad to be here.
You've been very much a big part of the team too in the last sort of year or so, and we really appreciate you coming on board and putting all your time and effort and knowledge into the channel. So, yeah, really much appreciate your time in amongst those 200 episodes as well, Alex.
Thank you.
And today we've got Chrome Kiwi's making his debut appearance on the live stream today. So, g'day, Chrome Kiwi, all the way from New Zealand.
Hello. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been a very exciting week at Starbase. So yeah, let's get into it.
It has been rather busy week this week at Starbase. So we'll start at the other sites like Massey's to start with, and yeah, we'll come back. We'll circle back around to the launch site later on.
You big tease.
Yeah, I'm allowed to be. Okay, let's start over at the Flame Trench end of the world. No, Flame Trench. There's the Flame Trench. Okay, now you'll just have to bear with me today. We've literally hot off the press on these photos, so it's going to take a second to find our way around. So quickly at the back, we'll have a look around the back here. We've got some scaffolding in the actual Flame Trench side of things, so that's very interesting. What are your thoughts on that, Alex?
I don't see any indication of what they're doing quite yet, because so far it looks like everything that's piled up is just scaffold parts. So hopefully next week it'll.
So all we can do now is sort of speculate this wild speculations that maybe they're doing something with the trench wells, but I mean we can't, like you just said, we can't really draw any conclusions yet. We can't see anything except scaffolding. Yeah.
Some of us have had so much crow lately; they're trying to cut back.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair enough too, because I understand. I understand your frustration. Absolutely.
It's not frustration; it's just variety.
I'm packing on the pounds myself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at this point, I feel it would only be proper to see what Kiwi has to say about the situation.
Maybe
Yeah, what
finally
do you
cleaning
think?
it up, cleaning the. There was gaps in the wall, so maybe they're finally sealing them up.
A little bit of seepage comes through, doesn't it? A bit of moisture is every now and again coming through. Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah, especially on the lower panel, you can see where it weeps pretty much continuously along that seam.
Actually, on the floor itself.
Yeah.
So wasn't all that soil mixing supposed to sort of keep the moisture at bay?
It abates it. It doesn't stop it completely. It's compared to how it would be without it. It'd be a little brackish little swimming pool.
Lovely. Now, you've seen photographic evidence that this is indeed a methane drain line, I understand, Alex?
Yeah, it's trying to figure out what's the stairs. It cuts straight across, and it's one of the lines at the new stairwell. It's one of
those
those
lines.
Yeah.
So it drains all the way back from in this bunker, not necessarily just from the
Correct.
support structure. Okay, yep.
Yeah, I think it's probably running a similar path and roll as the locks bleed.
And similar to what's at the launch site, where it sort of comes from this valve assembly in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just to remind us, why do they do that instead of the flare stack? Is it because it's for quantity, or why are they doing this instead of flaring it?
I don't know. I mean, they would need a slug catcher and a surge tank to when they close out and blows lines out to grab it. And I mean, they have 2 knockdown drums already, but they need something to hold, and probably they don't want uncontained or poorly constrained methane before they fire anything off. This way, when they blow out the line, it runs dry as they know it's good to go. And if the pond catches fire or It's just as good as flaring it for the most part.
Yeah, and that's not a dangerous thing. It's not like it's going to explode or anything, is it?
Now, liquid methane normally just sort of burns. It's not really without some help. If you poured LOX into it, then it'd be a little bit of a more exciting situation. But for the most part, it's fairly, in the scheme of things, somewhat benign.
And it's not like they're allowed to release a certain amount of methane. It's not like they're overly polluting things. You were saying earlier about even like households and so on, leak a certain amount of natural gas and so on.
Yeah, I mean, ideally they would catch and flare it, but realistically, it probably gets the equivalent of flared as soon as the shock waves from launch or from static fire happen. I'm pretty sure by the end of that, this is for however much they what's in there would have burnt off. They're also it's fairly large and flat, so they're not making a very deep amount. They're just spreading it out for more surface area, so it should boil off even quicker. But yeah, more than likely, as soon as the flame or as the shock waves hit it, it ignites it. It just burns.
Well, are you saying it would ignite just on a shockwave, not actually a flame? Is that what you just said?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, like when you're looking at those mock diamonds, those are plasma from the plume heating up, almost doubling in temperature just from the two different shock waves crashing with each other. That air is glowing from the energy, not necessarily. So it heats up.
Pressure causes ignition, a bit like diesel, isn't it? It's the pressure that causes the diesel to ignite.
Yeah.
But basically dieseling, that's a pretty cool concept, thanks. So yeah, look, we saw the staircase here. It has grown. You can, pretty obvious which ones are the new panels and which ones are the old panels there. Can you check out the rust?
With the painters on strike earlier.
Not sure, yeah, it kind of rusted quick, eh? Very good. So waiting now for, what are you waiting for? Ship 40's next to come along here to do its static fire. So looks like that's not going to happen sort of soon because the scaffolding's sort of there. But it will happen sooner or later.
Was there secondary layers of the scaffolding on the deeper parts?
Let me see how far down they've gone. Let's see, this one's longer than that one, so this scaffold might have been built down a bit further. Looks like maybe a staircase even down there. That one looks like it goes down further already.
Yeah, from this angle, it looks like the sidewall, it doesn't go all the way to the bottom on the adjacent wall.
Yeah, at least not for now, unless they're still building down. But there's still tons of scaffold here and platforms still to go in. I'd say most of that scaffold will go in. You usually don't stage more scaffold. I mean, a little bit more than what you need, but not usually that much more.
You new around here?
That sounds like a Stumpy comment. Alrighty, so with our grand photos through the week, actually I should pull some of them out because they're going to be actually relevant. We got to see that a lot of that, here it is here, there it is there, a lot of that, the actuators and that for the new system of doing the flap testing's in place, ready for a ship to come along and do its flap testing. So they pulled all this cabling system out and these horizontal rams are no longer there. So all this cable system's gone and they're using direct mounted actuators now for the next ship test. which I rather like. I think that looks much more sort of rocket sciencey than our pulley cable system. I'll come back to these photos in a second. So we got some ground photos on the 8th, yeah. We had a little bit of show and tell, but yeah, I'll be able to bring those photos up as we go through as well. So no change here, not really any change over here. Oh, hang on. I thought you moved some of these again. I'm pretty sure they were there again last week. Now they're gone again.
Did they add one?
Hang on.
Or did they...
Thought there was only 5.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because one goes past the HESCO barriers.
Yeah. Huh. So they obviously not finished testing CRPVs yet. I guess they're going to test all their CRPVs at this stage. They mount onto the ships and boosters.
They lost 2 vehicles, so
Yep. Yep, that definitely checks out.
How many are there per vehicle?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good question.
Well,
Well, I was just wondering if maybe they're trying to put the same amount of testing stations as is in one full vehicle, so as to test all 4 of the same vehicle at the same time. That just was
Well,
my thought.
maybe, because, I mean, if it was a cadence thing, you don't see them testing every day, unless we don't think we see them testing every day. So you might have a good point there. Maybe. So no real change over there or there. What's going on down here? They had moved those. Those other hippos, they moved some somewhere. I can't remember where it was now. There was stuff here they moved. Oh, never mind. Okay, moving along.
It's that big old pipe sitting up there in the middle of the parking lot, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, that was there last week. We couldn't really find a home for it last week either.
The box soon.
Oh, that's right, yeah, we're in here. So maybe that's for these, or maybe they're going to split these in 2, or maybe it's for the next when they put these ones in.
It looks like it's going to go on the left side.
Oh, it is too, the way, yep, I can see that. Can I?
Yeah. Rotate that over.
Yeah, sorry, my spatial ability just let me down there for a second. Yeah, okay, cool. Yep, thank you. This little bit of railing gets moved all over the place too. Okie dokie. And that little ring's still hanging around. Have a quick look around here now. On the way past here, we saw over here these bits of framework. So they've been doing a lot of tidying. We'll notice, as we'll show every now and again as we're going through, they've been doing a lot of tidying up. There's a lot of things missing from here, or at least consolidated. So these, there's the push bike. So these floor panels, they were over here before, and there was other stuff in here as well. Oh, here it all is here. They've all like tidied it all up, put it all together. There's still no real clue of these yet. Perhaps they still belong with the flame trench staircase. Can't rule that out yet. Just that they can't really see that one. So, yeah, it's just maybe that's these bridging pieces. I'm just not quite convinced yet either way yet.
There's that large platform 3/4 of the way up as well. that spans the width below the top deck.
Ah. Oh, sorry, in here. Sorry, you mean, yeah.
And then they have another platform like that sitting around somewhere that hasn't been installed.
We might get, Cash might be saying hello in a minute. He's having a little bark attack over here. Never mind. Now, let's go. So let's probably go to this. So that's all pretty well looked at. We'll go to the front of the site now. Well, front-ish for now. Let's have a look at the nose cone JL. See if I can get a photo of that. I'm not even sure exactly what photos we have yet. Like I say, hot off the press. Real action going on today. Here we go. Oh, good. We can cover a couple of areas here. So here we have, try not to sound like Sir David Attenborough there. Here we have another critter in the wild, a booster LOX landing tank. Not much change from last week on this whole thing. I'm sure there's plenty going on with fitting out. Maybe some of this pipe work over the side here, is that being added to and what have you, and connecting it up inside. I'm sure there's a fair bit to do on these test articles to get them going. Still no real connections to the supply, the gas and the liquids over here. There's some pipes here hanging around ready to get going for it. But yeah, just some electrical stuff being installed for now. So there's still, Jake's pointed out to me a couple of times, it's like what we saw in the bottom of test tank 18.3 in the middle, sorry, in the center, not 18.3, sorry, this other one over here, this one. In the center here, there was that other grey, like stainless, like mild steel grey down the bottom of the center of the downcomer testing thing inside here, which is like part of the test rig rather than actual flight software. We can see that on top of this article here too, which may be an interface for this small ring. Let's just had a shot over here. Maybe. Is it in this shot? Yeah, that little ring there might maybe going on top. I don't know. I don't know that for sure. Just a guess. Because it's roughly the right shape and size. Pure speculation. It wouldn't be a flyover show without a little bit of speculation now, would it? Speculation and crow. It's the diet of the live streamers. Yeah. Looks like there's room for 4 tanks here. So, well, there's obviously 2 tanks sitting here. There's 2 tanks sitting here, and if I jump quickly over to the port, today 4 more tanks. One arrived on. It was actually on the dock when we first did the flyover, and then as the flyover on the way back from the flyover, they're already starting to move this one around here to stage it as well. So there's Cash. So there's 4 more new tanks here, which could be going at Massey's, or could be going at launch site. If they're to go here at Massey's, I'm not sure what these ones are for then. So there's still a little bit of confusion as to where all these new tanks are going.
Hiding is where the other 2 kettle reboilers are, next to the methane bulk storage tank.
Oh, there they went. Thank you. Yep. Well spotted. So that's the news. Yeah, I'm still. I'd like to guess that they're going to be for nitrogen, and we're going to see that front area cleared eventually. But once again, I can't say that for a fact yet. Would be nice to see it tidied up there. Yeah, this whole area could be sort of tidied up and converted over to the the new modular sort of systems rather than these, what do you call it, bespoke systems?
Yeah.
And maybe even all these might go as modules as well, perhaps, rather than this sort of build it yourself style. But we can only wait and see on that one. Now back to the ground images here. We'll go on to test tank. Actually, we're talking about the sorry, I'm going to jump back to the LOX landing tank. So this is it's like an adapter ring here on top here, which could have it's got like holes drilled in it too. Could have something to do with that ring getting put on top, perhaps. And this shot we can see the struts here that hold the top of the tank stable, to keep it stable in that left and right direction. I can see some of the plumbing here being added in, and literally just pipe clamp on top of a uni-strut, welded to another, or bolted to another uni-strut, another pipe clamp underneath to mount it there. Which is, I think that's not that uncommon for uni-strut installations, actually. It's pretty good, that uni-strut. It's very versatile. As an electrician, we used to use it like very often. All the cable trays, all sort of stuff's on uni-strut, all sorts of things. Panels, there's so many little bits and pieces you can buy to fit into uni-strut. It's amazing. Little rollers, you can make roller doors out of it. Sorry, Kiri?
Yeah, we use it in the theatre to do curtains.
Yeah. Oh, in the theatre to use your... Oh, cool, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, hang curtains. Yeah, anywhere you want, sort of.
With little wheels in there for the rollers that we use as well, those little wheels?
Yep, exactly, yep.
Yeah, cool. And the bottom of this LOX tank, we can see the struts that hold the tank up that actually mount the LOX tank into the booster, which we hadn't actually seen before. And we can see all the outlets. Obviously, they're blocked off for this test tank, but we can see the outlets for the, I want to say, Center 13 engines. So they call it a LOX landing tank. Alex, do you think they might use it for backburn as well? Do you think it's just for redundancy at landing in case they need to use one of the outside 10?
I don't know. No, if the volume's enough for boost back. I'd find it actually very surprising if it was used for boost back.
Cool, thanks. Yep. So while we're quickly here, we can look at 18.3. So they've been adding tiles on and off things all the time. So whatever piece of stainless steel is going to get cryo temperatured and back to normal, they're putting tiles on to test glues, I guess, or test application methods for the glues, or whatever they're testing.
Even booster test tanks got it.
Yeah. Like, we had a giggle the other day, Max Q joking. I'm having a giggle because there's a patch on here. Oh, where is it? That they've like buffed up, like they're going to do a patch on this too. Yeah, here, look, there's like a patch here. They've buffed up as though they're going to put tiles on here as well. Which is obviously never going to get tiles, but neither, like you just said, the booster, even on booster test tanks, which obviously never going to get tiles either. So I guess any surface that's going to get super cold will do.
Yep.
Just quickly while we're here on the ground, look at test tank 18 point. Oh, so did I say 18.3? I meant 39.1, sorry, on this one here. Boy, when they start getting this gigabay open and they start getting more and more boosters and ships concurrent, it's going to be really hard to keep track of their numbers, I'm telling you. Especially, well, I'm going to say that personally for myself. It's like they've even been taking some up. Oh, we can see it on this other tank too. They've actually taken some off as well on this tank. Yeah, in here they've actually taken tiles off, or they've popped off, or the glue's failed, or they've taken them off because they're finished, whatever. But there were tiles on here.
Somebody said, "Why is there tiles in a booster test tank?"
Any surplus will do by the look of it. Any surface that gets cryo cold and back to ambient temperature again is good enough to test their glues or their application method, is my guess.
They do have the steel tiles on the aft.
But these were the ceramic tiles, yeah. But
yeah, that's
Is
the
there
only
anything else?
tiles that the booster needs.
I mean, you leave your Cybertruck stationary, they might tile it.
Yeah, I reckon. Oh, that's hilarious. Yes. To answer
Didn't we
that,
see
yes, that's
tiles on that tank that's in the nose cone jail? Or the converted nose cone jail?
no, but a possible spot that they may be preparing for tiles. At least, but I don't know. Don't know why else they'd scuff that stainless steel for. Yeah, maybe. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so the grid fins, Tim. So just it's easy to see on this ground photos these all these actuators and they put in. Seems as though the effort was made to get these ground images. We should show a few of them in the shows. So they're the normal 5 pull down rams we've often seen with a can crusher cap, and up top we see the no, we don't. Up top we see the rams up top that apply the twisting force to the crusher cap, which is amazing amount of force and amazing amount of directions they're doing here. Now down here they've got a lot of these. Where's the good shot of it?
I
Sorry.
think those outer 5 rams push up to hold the cap in place and the rods pull down. So that then you can lock that ring on one side and then pull to induce some lateral loading rather than
I see.
yeah.
Because you wouldn't be able to push on these, would you, on these rods at all?
No, those are strictly intention.
Yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because it's confused me for a while why they would need these, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so they can hold that in position, and then that sounds about right. Okay, so the grid fin simulators. Last time we had a flyer, literally only one of these was hooked up. So now we've got all of them hooked up on all of the grid fin simulators. A couple there to apply a bit of like as if the grid fin, if the grid fins like move, there'll be some sort of load in that direction, I would imagine, or that direction as the grid fins are applying control authority. And they could pull up together. Maybe they could induce some vertical force here as well. And these could possibly add some twisting torque if they did these differentially. Otherwise, at least they, which is funny, these ones don't have them. So maybe it's all about loading for the actual, what do you call them, for the lift points. But
By simulating a hot landing into the rail.
a hard landing, okay, yeah. Because the flight, you keep telling us over and over, the flight loads are magnitudes more than actual loads on the lift pins, aren't they?
Yeah. Except you'll get a much higher peak on landing than you would from aerodynamic forces.
just to arrest that last bit of inertia.
Yeah. Rather than once falling through there, you'll probably have a higher peak load, but its changing. It's probably a bit lower.
I see what you're saying, yeah, rather than just shock load, yeah.
Yeah. And then those V-shaped actuators definitely could induce some moment rotation into that.
Do you think they can? I thought because they're going sort of through the center that they wouldn't actually be able to do any rotational. But maybe.
I mean, you'd be tugging it slightly from, and it's not a huge amount of movement they're doing. I mean, they're checking how the socket's deforming.
Yeah, there wouldn't be like the movement would be very minimal, wouldn't it? It'd be because just pressure alone would be giving them simulated loads.
Yeah, I mean, the parallel to the ground actuator, it can move from side to side. So if you look at its mounting point, so you could conceivably pull it one direction or the other, and then that would pivot along that in that plane. So yeah.
I was kind of wondering about this in and out pressure because you wouldn't think there'd be a great deal of in and out sort of forces on the grid fin strip light. But sometimes things like aerodynamically, especially at the hypersonic speeds and supersonic speeds, things aren't necessarily how you think they're going to be. Not quite intuitive. Things get funky at high speeds.
It's more checking how the socket's maintaining its shape and how it's deforming.
Okay, cool. So I wasn't sure if they'd had all these hooked up yet. Oh, those two are hooked up. I thought these had a pair. No, they don't have a pair, do they, these ones? Oh, there, that one's missing. But they've got, like, they can do the twisting force here and they can do the twisting force here. And maybe a bit of push and pull this way and this way as well. But actually, what you were saying before, these rams and between these rams and the pull downs, they can induce a bit of this way force, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let me have a quick look around here. We might go over to Indy and check out chat.
You let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready now. I was born ready.
Okay, we'll start with the donation. Go ahead, you were going to say something?
No, it was rude.
Shush.
Okay. First off, we want to thank Foss for his $5 donation, and he says he can't stick around this time, but he has 30 seconds for fuel and for flying. Thanks, Foss. Then we also want to thank Fly Jake for his $5 donation. He says, here's a chat towards the goal and some money for a sweet petrol love. Martin also donated £4. Yazada donated $10 and says, thanks for 200 episodes. Here's to 200 more. And Sharpie also donated $10 and says, for the next 200 episodes. Thank you all so much for your donations. We genuinely appreciate it. And they came in handy today because they had to use the oxygen for the flyover. Got a couple of questions for you as well. When you were looking at the trench, 13 Bigger Dave asked, maybe those new things that we saw at the trench are for close-up viewing area.
What things? Sorry.
In the trench, the new things, the scaffolding in the trench.
They could be inspecting. That's completely.
Oh, just for inspecting. Sorry, sorry, my brain went somewhere really crazy then. Yes. Sorry, keep going, Alex.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe assumption.
All right. Nate the Great asks, when do you all think final preparations of booster and ship will take after wet dress rehearsal, and subsequently when will launch take place? Love all the work you do. Keep it up.
Thanks for the positive feedback there. Well, that's such an interesting question. It's so difficult to answer this week. I mean, we know the vehicles have to go back to the production site. I mean, the booster at least has to have its chines finished off. Apparently, there's some work to be done on the ship still before launch. And there's still a wet dress they have to get through, which they haven't got through yet. So it's at the moment it's nearly impossible to tell. I'm gambling it's not going to happen on the 15th for now, and I'm not sure they're going to need an extra week and maybe even two. Phew, I don't know. It's too hard to tell right now. There's so many new things being tested all at once right now at the launch site, particularly. New vehicles, two new, the whole new GST system, a whole new everything about what's happening for this Flight 12. Everything's like brand new. It's almost like Flight 1 again. So, don't know. It's too hard to tell, right? It's way too hard to predict right now. Anyone's guess is as good as anyone's right now. I'm going to say not for a week after the 15th, say, to start with, personally. What do you think, Kiwi?
I guess it really depends how tomorrow goes, doesn't it? With the wet dress rehearsal for the ship, because it's really the first time they've tested that. So, yeah, I think if tomorrow goes well, I think they might be quite confident to do something later in the week.
As long as they can get the vehicles back to the production site and back to the launch site and everything finished up in that week, which I'm sort of thinking is going to be a bit of a push.
Yeah, like you say, it is always hard to tell, but you never know.
So much doom.
Well, I said next week, so that's...
Yeah.
I'm taking a leaf out of Ryan's book that things sometimes take a bit longer than Webby's book. I think sometimes things take a bit longer than expected.
They had a fix for whatever they didn't like yet last evening. Within 12 hours, they seem to be hitting on all cylinders. I don't...
Yeah, they fixed that skate remarkably quickly too, whether they had that sitting around or...
Yeah, I mean, it's... A lot of the deluge issues look like they fixed just with mere software adjustment. So yeah, I'm within 3 days of what they originally scheduled is my guess, but
Cool.
I mean, it might push to next Monday from Friday. So
Yep. Thought you weren't going to up yourself up there anymore, Crow.
I mean,
all
it
good.
just seems like anytime there's even the slightest less than appeared perfect, people seem to just bring out the doom and add weeks to a month when they kind of forget how quickly SpaceX usually resolves issues in the past. And
Yep.
I think some of our chat agrees with you because Gigi says, do the doomsayers agree that their prediction of a June-July Flight 12 delay was overly pessimistic? And then he says, had enough crow? And then he was kind enough to donate $5 and says, for fuel to roast more crows. So I think he agrees with you, Alex.
good. At least somebody has sense. Might not be me, but yeah.
That's hilarious. Very good. Okay, thanks, Indy.
Of course.
I think Cash thinks it's going to launch sooner than... Assuming that was marked right now.
Yeah, he's having his say over there, yep.
And before we get started, we also want to thank Todd in Cabo for his 200 Mexican peso donation. He says a few pesos for Mauricio in case they slip over the line. Thanks, Todd in Cabo.
Cool. Todd in Cabo place, is it?
In Mexico, yes.
Okay, I'll call it. Yeah, okay, yep.
Nice little beach town.
I don't know my Mexican geography that well. All right, so we'll move. I think we can move on to Sanchez at that then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's that's not this week's, is it? Where'd the ship come from? Ta-da, there's a ship. Let's just get rid of that so we don't add confusion.
Too late.
Okay, let's see what's going on over at Sanchez, shall we?
A few new bits.
Okay, so this crane was seen operating through the week. And some are speculating they were moving these sections around. So there's a new one this week, isn't there, too, Kiwi?
Yeah, looks like all 4 segments have arrived now.
But there's still the corners to go, so they can't actually do anything about putting these together even ahead of time.
There's a whole base that's missing.
Yeah, the actual square base pieces for them to sit on.
But apart from that little small detail.
Build it upside down. Build it upside down.
That's what I was thinking. So they've put these, hang on, I just gotta let the dog out, hang on.
Now we know who let the dogs out.
Yeah. The question has been answered.
And answered.
Yes.
New piece down there on the bottom right. Little squirrel.
Squirrel!
Maybe a segment lifting jig, maybe?
The part of
like a load spreader?
The part of the modular trailers?
Could be. Looks almost the same shape as a center section.
Corner section. There's some, these, once again, these things are getting all rusty. That's funny.
More stair landings. Yeah, they did replace the tops on the bases, the bolt down pattern. They've actually replaced those because the bottom one's rusty. All 4 of those were actually rusty last week, so they've been replacing those plates.
Ah, well spotted. So replacing them or just painting them? Have they changed something? It's about the same bolt.
Yeah, they were actually on pallets. Last week one was on a pallet.
New plates. So they stay behind you on the stands, or are they actually part of the new OLM?
Probably they stay behind. You can see that last one off to the left of your hand.
Yeah, that's a half piece, yeah. So they're obviously just 2 separate pieces.
Oh, they come in 2 halves. Yep. Cool. And they moved sorry.
I would expect the bases to arrive soon because they have arranged those center stands in a circular fashion. So.
Yeah. Now, they don't need these stands till they put these pieces together, is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Though the center one they'll probably put in place since that's the where they mount the total station.
Yeah. Okay, so we can expect to see some of these base sections arrive through the week. And if these are ready, all these, you'd imagine the base sections are ready, just waiting for some transport.
Then I don't know if it's brought up last week, but one of the storage lots, they had the manifold for those deluge pipes. The 40 or 80 on the ground for the ramps.
Sorry, say that again.
at one of the storage sites last week, they had
Oh.
the two ramp manifolds.
Oh, these manifolds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
gotcha.
Yeah, they changed
No,
it slightly.
that didn't come up. So I don't
Oh.
know that I've got photos this week either. No, the place goes, yeah, the place falls apart when you're not around, Alex.
She's not wrong.
My life falls apart and I'm here all the time. I don't believe you.
Yeah, that happens. At this site?
I think the brown lot, the one where the cladding is stored.
Oh, gotcha. This lot.
Yeah, where on the up center, there's two large pipes just to the left of those two. They added flanges to the end instead of just domes. So you can access them from sort of what they did for the Apex Ridge.
And so you're saying that's for the new OLM?
Yeah, it's for the new flame diverter.
Oh, got it.
Excellent, thank you. Oh, so this is okay. Well, we can't. Okay, so this is like contracting. So does that mean that this is all sort of contractor work again, not SpaceX working again? Yeah.
I think that lot's a bit of everything.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Yeah.
Storage,
suppose,
overflow maybe.
And yeah, all the cryogenic pipes up at the top.
Oh, gotcha. Yep. Fair point. Yep. It's like each kind of contractor has their little tiny sort of bay, does it, don't they? Cool. So I've had a few more deliveries of the flame trench, the flame bucket. So I haven't counted them. Do you think some of these are for the
88?
The angled walls, the angled part of the?
Yeah, that would make sense that they're.
It's 88 there.
Cool.
So that's 44 on the flat field. I forget.
Sorry, Indy?
I was going to say, Eventude brings up a good point. He's curious why we have extra bundles of pipes. Any thoughts on that?
There's the ramps on either side.
And then the little angle bits as well.
Yeah, the wings. The ramps, wings.
The wings, yeah, that's the right word. Yeah, wings, yeah. So 88, that's about rightish. Was that in chat? Is Eventude's in chat? Oh, yeah.
I forgot if there's 40 or 44 on the flat fields.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I thought
Edge
it was 44.
3 is ready, Steph.
Oh, thanks.
Oh no, squirrel.
What's there? Where are we? 1 second here. No, not that. Rid of that.
Alex, what were you squirreling about?
Batch 3.
Oh, okay.
Squirrels.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how it works around here.
It's risky. It's very risky.
Oh, cool. That's okay. That's for our launch site and build site. Awesome. Oh, wow. Some good launch site photos in there. Awesome. So that's only like 45 moment, which is cool. So it's not that much of a squirrel there, Alex.
Famous last words.
Yeah, I reckon. Okay, let's get moving around here now. Yes. I have lots of famous last words. Still missing 2 slides, are we? Let me see here. Yeah, that one's missing. And yeah, that one's missing. So they moved them. They were here, then they moved them to here. Now they're gone. Maybe they had to have some work done on them. Maybe they needed some modification. Oh, here they are. Here, there they are, right under my nose. Lucky it wasn't a snake. Would have bit me. Do you guys have that saying over there as well? When something's sort of obvious? Yep. Oh, cool. Okay, this transport. Gee, wasn't it good to see the ship on the new transport stand on the rollout through the week? That was really awesome to see the new ship transport stands get used. Finally, I really didn't like the look of the chains and all that on the old ship transport stand. So I was rapt to see the new transport stand being used.
It's a bit wobbly, but they got there.
Oh yeah, that was pretty amazing.
SPMT kept shutting off on them.
Good testament to just sort of how strong. Well, I guess it was lucky. I guess it was lucky it was in line. I guess it was in line with the SPMTs. I'm not sure whether it could handle that much wobble from side to side. I imagine it handle a fair bit, but yeah. So good to see the new transport stands getting used. Yeah, I could spend a bit of time there, but I'll just leave that for now. So we'll go back to Sanchez.
Did it only wobble or did it wibble wobble?
It fully wiggle wobbled.
Okay, just checking.
It would have been, I don't know, it would have been like from, say, probably a good meter either way. It wobbled.
That's a bit of a pucker.
I reckon. Like I say, I guess I was lucky it was sort of in line with the SPMTs and not side to side. But it wasn't a booster, say, I guess. I don't know. I mean, so a lot of the weight is down low. There's not a great deal of weight. I mean, you get, because of the distance, you get a lot of, what do you call it, a long moment. So, yeah, I guess it's lucky it was light. Hello. Okay. They're building another one of these, I think.
They just building them and stacking them?
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right about these being something like the booster bottom, Alex Berger. They need lots and lots of them to, to keep the bottleneck free. Makes a lot of sense.
pizza stack.
Mm-hmm.
So this stand looks like it's ready for finish too. We saw that last flyover. I think this stand from last flyover might have had a bit more completed too. So I really didn't get a chance to do a full-on show and tell and compare last week's images. So we'll just keep motoring forward for now. These two things haven't changed again this week. I still got that one on sitting on the ground. So I wonder if they haven't quite made their simulator, their grid fin simulator to put in here yet, or what? It's sort of, once again, you sort of think they'd want to be. Well, a lot of people think they want to be doing a lot of these tests before the Flight 12, but personally, I'm not so sure they have to do all their testing before Flight 12. I think maybe this might be for more for like endurance and continuing flying afterwards, rather than actual Flight 12 safety.
A lot of bridge green rails.
Yeah, they were stacked over near the rocket garden, so that's another area they've cleaned up as we're looking around. Yeah, a whole lot of them. Yeah, little rusty spots on them. It's kind of funny.
It's where they weld.
Oh, from underneath, yep.
No, that's where they're going to weld. They don't bother to paint it since, you just easier to clean.
Oh, I got you. Yep. Because these are these are whatever you call them. They're like they're not welded together. They're made in one piece, aren't they?
I think they're the rails. The tracks themselves are I think these bolt and the tracks are welded. And then the plates that hold them, I think, are welded, but I don't think the rail is welded to that. I think it's held in by bolts, sort of like railroad sleepers.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So this area here, we saw those columns getting put together, so they're another area that's being cleared up. What's going on here?
Large
Is that a
logo.
thing?
The wash
Thing
bay.
have they already unloaded it all? Sorry, Kyle, what was that?
Is that a wash bay or is that just a flatbed? Oh, it's a flatbed.
I don't know
I
whether
think-
that's a thing or if that's part of the truck.
I think that's the thing. That looks like a strap up top, but
Yeah.
it's a weird place on a low boy. But
Trying to see if there's anything else nearby that looks like it. There's a bolt here randomly.
it won't be rusty, so it'll stand out.
Good point. I can't argue with logic like that. One of these are particularly the smaller stacking station bridge crane rails. These are the longer ones to go along the longer spans along the aisles. I'll get to that in a minute. So ship booster, 17s. After's getting disassembled slowly. You can see some scrappage in there. I wonder if we've got a closer photo here somewhere. Voila, or a different angle at least anyway. So in our ground photos, 1 second here. We've got a bit of that action here. There it is there. So I can see this whole section of side here is missing. Gotta love how they just literally chopped it, eh? Wiring looms, everything, just chopped it. Left the COPV in place. This is a nice close-up of the actual composite wrapping. I like the way they use composite wrapping. They do it on the Tesla motors, as far as I know, too, to keep the windings from flying out, so they can spin the armature a lot quicker. They put composite wrapping over it to kind of hold it against the centrifugal forces, as far as I know.
And magnetic forces.
It helps with the magnetic forces.
Yeah, some of the magnetic forces put a huge strain on those armatures as well.
Ah, gotcha. Like especially at speed for back EMF and that sort of thing?
Just the amount of current you're putting through, the magnetic field will respond to.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, current, yeah, magnetic field and current, yeah, they're related. It's been a minute since I've done my magnetic theory as an electrician. It's actually 89, so it's actually quite a few. Got qualified in 89. Yeah, I qualified at Tech in 89, yeah. Just before variable frequency drives came out. Really nice close-ups of that actual booster aft here. This little strainer here. We're having a bit of a discussion about this, whether this tank is actually used in flight and then the valve gets shut off before then used as a landing tank.
It's probably left open during propellant load, because you'd want it to, if there's any sort of boil off, for it to be able to escape, or else you've made yourself a little bomb inside.
True, yeah. It seems to have a high flow input there. Is that right? That shape?
Yeah. Cuts down some
Okay.
turbulence too.
Yep. Is turbulence a bad thing? Like, can that create a bit of cavitation? Is that like a bad thing if you get a bad thing with cryogenic fluids, like oxygen?
I mean, it, any opportunity for it to boil will turbulent flow get it boiling a little bit more. I mean,
Okay, yeah.
fluid really does not like. Most liquids don't like being liquids.
Except water. Water seems fine in the most of the states, doesn't mind being water. But yeah, I think I understand what you mean.
I don't know. Put it on my vacuum pump and it'll just not like being liquid anymore.
True. Just while we're quickly here, we can have a look at this. The oldest. I'm not sure which number one this one is, but the last one to get changed. I guess it's number 3. They still haven't done any work on the paint.
Give some personality stuff.
It does that. It does. Now, one of these shots, we can see the drive mechanism still over here. Yeah, in here. So they're using the old drive mechanism with the old drive motors still. They haven't put the control horn or whatever you want to call this piece of steel you put back here to attach the slide to the actuator. It is an actuator, some kind of electrically operated linear actuator, I guess you can call that. Actually, I think by definition it is a linear actuator. And I'm not sure if this is a new thing, the ball onion. I can't remember. It's been a while. How these end, because they were removed at some stage, these, and now they're put back in again. There's not much more we saw in the ground shots this week, except now you can see some of the the buckets piping. They're working on something there. Oh, there's we did get a close up of actually that label. It didn't show anything there. They were working on which one of these photos? They were working on some plumbing there. One of these pipes they're actually working on a stand. I did find something I didn't know. These buggies have these these flexible but don't need air in them sort of wheels. I'm sure there's a name for them. I didn't know that. Here, yeah, they're working on this pipe here. Something's going on here, which is it's only a minor thing. But that was a good image of the side up close of this booster aft. Okay, moving along again. Letting them rust to match the Gigabay. Oh, these things, yeah, just to match the rest of the Gigabay. Yep, that sounds about right.
Yasada had a suggestion for that black thing on the truck. He was saying maybe they're for delivering steel plates.
Looks like from this angle, it looks like there's something there, doesn't it? But from the side angle, it didn't really look like it.
The back piece might be what he was referring to.
I think that's the ramp that's folded up.
Oh, that piece right there? That's off of that top black one? No, in the front of the bed.
That one's different. I don't know what those two are.
Yeah,
Go on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just saying, I think there's something up on the front of that trailer, but what? No clue.
There is something there. It's like a single thing. That, I'm not sure. I don't know that is a fold-up ramp.
Sometimes they'll strap the tops down at the whole back.
True.
But hard to say what it actually is.
That is correct. Quite often they'll, strap down a tarp on a deck like that, yes. Okay, cladding area. Well, cladding area is being cladding area. It's doing what cladding area expects it to do, make cladding. Once again, we can see this thing in action. Getting ready to pick up one piece and put it down over there. Marvellous little machine, that. I'm really impressed with that machine. Now, I'm sure we're going to miss things somewhere because we haven't done a show and tell. Last week there was some electrical work going on down here. Looks like they've covered all that up. No idea what it is. Something in here maybe.
New
Oh, there's
transformer
some.
pad.
Yeah, maybe. Yep. Yep, that does look exactly like a transformer pad. Yep. And they were doing electrical work in here too last week. They were putting, I think, that in. I'm still expecting, personally, well, there's obviously one more pad here, but 4 more of these. I'm actually expecting them to be, these concrete pads to continue through here. Eventually they'll be tearing all this up and bringing those through, making this a rather large bank of Tesla packs, mega packs. So this is still here. So there's 2 of these around. There's another one looks very similar over in the village. Must have been from a different model of booster. I thought it was this one, but it must have been an older one. I don't know. I've got a photo of this week. Where did we see that in the ground photos? Let me just have a quick look. Was it the ground? No, it must have been one of the aerial photos.
It was against the wall of a building, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just one sec. It doesn't matter. I don't think I'll have a quick look. It was down here. Down in here. There's one sitting just here.
They're right, your cursor.
Jake.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
So
Hey,
close.
Jake.
She's so close.
Yeah, the one by that building is the it's a B4 era manifold, and then obviously the one in the Sanchez is the B18 era manifold.
Yeah, it tricked me. I thought it was the B18 one when I first saw it, but yeah, you're right. It's an older model. Much older model.
With the way they've held on to that manifold there in the village for that long, I think it's going to go on display somewhere, along with this one in Sanchez.
Yep. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, the this one might be better. The new Pez, the new Starlink loader. Well, I guess we're still guessing it's a Starlink loader box.
I'd say that's very much exactly what that is. It's the shape of it and the little cutouts in the bottom of it as well, in the front face of it, in the corners. That's and the reinforcements. That's exactly the same structure we saw going into high bay when that one was being constructed in there.
Think they changed up form factor a little, or do you think they just want a second one?
I think they just want a second one. This doesn't really look that much different from the last one, because I think at the moment I think someone worked it out that they can't fit a full 60 satellites in one box. So if they were to fully fill a ship up, they'd need 2 loads of these.
Okay.
So they load 2 boxes up and then take them
Yeah.
back to the ship, load them up one by one. Yeah. I mean, load them up one box at a time.
Don't drop them.
No, that'd be bad.
I'm curious about the little brackets that are sitting nearby. There's a pair of them. Yeah, those white ones there. I guess that would probably be for the little access platform thing on the back of the box.
Yeah.
where they got control panels and the doors inside the box.
Oh, for a split second, thought those could be like those extension slides, but I think you're right.
Cool.
Yeah, I still haven't quite seen yet how they properly line the boxes up with the V3 ships, like how they secure them in place when they're loading. Because I remember with the previous generation of ships, and well, the first the V1 ships, they had multiple attachment points either side of the payload door that they attached shackles to, and then they went to the boxing, and that's how they kept things sturdy. I don't know how they're going to do it with the V3 ships.
Are those the covers? Down and to the right?
I think so, yeah.
And even these as well, perhaps.
Yeah, I want to know how they secured these before they load them, because suspending them by a crane seemed crazy. I mean,
Wouldn't they just copy the dumbling loader with the spears and the
come along and
cones?
everything else?
Well, just for alignment anyway. They have those cones.
Yeah. I just see that suspended by one of the bridge cranes of them with come alongs in the loop and straps looped around the flap actuator hinges and pulling it in.
Very good. So they've been working on this still. Can't actually see what they've done exactly. But you can see the slides are. There's another couple of slides over here. So I suppose we spoke about this sort of in depth last week. Go ahead.
I think they've started attaching new hardware to the backs of the slides, possibly. If you zoom in again. Sure, I can see some additional, yeah.
Looks like a cylinder or actuator of some type, no?
Yeah. Yeah, both of the slides have them now.
But that's the back of the slide, isn't it? Oh, that's like I see, and that's like that bell crank, and then there's an actuator over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yep.
Are those just bumper pads or what are those?
That's what that looks like to me. I think there is actually bumper pads on there now.
This one.
Yeah, they're like an angled shape, not a square shape. They were square last week.
Oh, stay there, don't move. Go to the ring next to
something can't.
Ship aft car. I think. Oh yeah, that was something to do with Star Factory. That's what that is. It's just a normal ring stance.
Jake sees me hovering over him. He just down here. He goes, "Don't! Oops! Stop!" Very good.
Oh yeah, I know. If you switch off, it'd be hard to find the picture again. The bottom of the structure we were looking at just now, is there additional steel on the bottom of it? Yeah, there is.
Or did they had those legs? Did they box them in or paint? Because
there's something. Is that just the stands are sitting on? See how it's squared off and yeah. Is that new hardware welded on, or is that for the? Yeah.
That looks new. That's fresh welded, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've squared them off. Yep.
Now let's look at those turntables. See if it makes more sense.
Oh, this is marked too. Oh.
Yeah.
So someone picked some more of the writing. They said it was like revision number and another number in the two lines in between we couldn't quite read last week. Revision number and we saw I think we saw serial number, but there was a revision number as well, perhaps.
Yeah, I just realised as well. I was getting my turntables mixed up. The shallower turntable should be for the aft cradle, and then the taller turntable should be for the forward cradle.
Well, now with what they're adding to is that aft, it is a lot more clear than it was previously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somehow this has to stand vertical. Has to start this for the booster to be dropped onto, then somehow rolled over on it so it lays over on its side, and then at some stage it gets put on one of these turntables.
Somehow I think that rectangular basket thing they're building that's sitting by 12 is related. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's what I kept saying. It's almost like it's going to sit on top of this horizontal up here. They put the booster on it, then the whole thing can roll over. So then it becomes a horseshoe down here or something.
And then it clips into the turntables.
Oh, then this stays here. It doesn't need to go with the booster.
Right. Well, and that would also mean that the cradles might be the only thing that moves with the vehicles.
Yeah. Just that, this, and this. Oh, yeah, and these.
Those two might stay on the transports, the turntables.
Yep. Yeah, okay, yeah, and then only that cradle and this cradle actually go on the barge.
Potentially, yeah.
And this one said booster, so we should see another one of these being built sooner or later for the ship, yeah? With like ship type clamps on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the one that they'll use for the holding the ship aft. How they'll go about doing it.
Like a hot stage ring, but integrated into a frame.
Right.
Because yeah, that's also obviously the fun thing with the ships. You got they have flaps at the bottom and top of them.
That's what this is for. No, I'm kidding.
So crazy, it just might work.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that. So here's this whole area here. That's another whole area being cleaned right up.
Oh, the far left corner is a rocket garden. They moved all that.
Oh, that was down here, wasn't it? Down near where the frame was built.
Little legs and.
Yeah, I see there. It's be interesting to see if they go and use that frame again for loading dummy links into 39, or if they use the actual box this time.
Oh, that's right. They haven't loaded dummies into 39 yet either, have they? So they still have to do that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that didn't take very long, but
it's exciting. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
It all adds up. All these little, this needs to be doing, this needs to be doing, this needs to be doing. Next thing a day goes, another day goes, another day goes. Don't mean to be a doomsayer. Just saying.
No, you're spot on. There's a little bit here and a little bit there, and yeah, it all adds up eventually.
All right, I have all of batch 3 in my folders. Thank you very much, Mauricio. So yeah, these areas being cleared. So there's a couple of areas being cleared out. I mean, there's a lot of work has to happen for Pad A, obviously. So Pad 1, if you want to call it. Pad
Scrap.
East. Pad scrap, yep.
It'll also be pad scrap.
Yeah. Why do you put your stop signs? Why do you do it on the wrong side? Sorry. That joke's getting old, I'm sorry.
There's more of us than what sides of the street do they drive in India?
The other side,
Our side or British side?
British side.
Uh,
Because, yeah, India was for a long time a British colony, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. See, you have to have a proper revolution and not be part of the Commonwealth, and you got to drive on the right side of the road.
Oh, yeah, something like that, yeah. Yep. Without getting too paranoid, yeah, that seems to be how it panned out for you guys for sure. Which is fine, no judgment.
I mean,
Okay, so that photo of the ship after SpaceX released, and you see on the RVAC there's a ring at the end of the RVAC nozzle. I'm pretty sure that's permanent, rather than one of the static fire rings.
Oh, whilst we're talking about ship RVAC bracing, some of you may have noticed there's no longer bracing at the tops of the nozzles between the nozzles and the ship skirt anymore. Gone.
that's crazy.
Yeah, this ring here, that's permanent, isn't it?
Well,
it's not the static fire brace.
No, it's a different ring, I think. Yeah, look at the tops of those nozzles there. There's nothing there.
Wow.
No bracing of any kind.
Clean.
Cool,
Look how clean that dome is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little tiny bit of false ceiling over there and thrust puck here, and yeah, just bare dome. And some kind of random mystery box over here with maybe a light in it.
Yeah. Every time I see that, it just reminds me of a projector.
What's in the box?
And the new vents here that look like they could be RCS, sort of cold gas RCSs as well. I know it's part of a drain of some sort, but it looks like that can be used as an RCS in flight.
That's the interesting thing with the false ceiling as well. You can see it's a different material going on there now when you compare it to the previous generation of ships.
Yeah, no, there's full, what do you call it, shielding up in here or anything. It's so much cleaner. Looks so pretty. Such a pretty thing.
And you can, of course, see how the RVAC power heads are slightly recessed into the dome as well.
Yeah, how do they get in there to bolt them in? Maybe down.
I don't know.
Maybe down through the dome from the other side of the dome. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, up close is probably if you're right up in there, there's probably more room than it looks from here, but that's still pretty tight fit.
I suppose the ratio 9 meters across here into that is probably more like, a bit bigger than you might think.
You have a very long extension bar in your ratchet.
Yeah, with like a 180 drive, so you can come back down on it. Yeah, maybe there's a flat plate up in there. They can literally, maybe, yeah. Might be more actual than humorous, what you just said. Very nice, very, very nice. Okay, so that's from SpaceX post. So it's nice to have, and compared to, sorry, that was from a post from SpaceX, but this Jones guy, this is some really nice photos here of the evolution back from hoppers here somewhere. Like that's like SN, I guess, like SN 8 or 10 or whatever, 15 or whatever, with the little legs without the RVACs. And version 2, I think, are they version 2s or version 1.5s?
No, they're version 1.
Yeah, look at the real janky plumbing and everything. I mean, they worked. 10 points for making them work.
It's rustic. Artisanal.
Cyberpunk.
I think this one's like SN4, 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's one of those 3.
And Hopper. Oh, where's Hopper? Oh, we had a picture of Hopper here somewhere. So these are on the suborbital farm. So
Yeah, that
this,
was Starship 25 before they put the false ceiling on.
yeah, I was going to say this one's not an SN because it's got arbacks and it doesn't have legs. Yeah.
Well, it had the false ceiling, and then it was removed at some point. So I think this, when they upgraded the false ceiling, I think this was in between
Throw it
those
on the
two
ground
times.
on pad B.
Yeah.
Oh, where did I see one of these? Oh, there was a photo of Hopper here somewhere. And you could tell because you could see the three. I thought it was in this post. You could see the three, the main, where the legs come up through here, the main bracing, there's three legs in here, doesn't matter. So whoever you are, AJ Jones, I appreciate your little post there. And being on X, I'm not scared to share stuff from X. Okay, moving right along. A little bit of a sidetrack there. Looks like Stephanie's rails are working as usual.
Wait, when did you get rails?
Yeah, they're loosely air quotes rails. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to chat Indy with Sanchez, please.
Sure. We want to thank the Lunar Lander for their 5 gifted memberships, and congrats to all the recipients. Welcome to the team. And then I have a few questions for you guys. The Lunar Lander is also wondering, is that a support for Starship horizontal transport? I don't remember when we were looking at that, though.
Yeah, this is. So what we think is that it's for a booster, that's what grabs onto the aft, and somewhere along the booster, somewhere, maybe the common dome or somewhere along the booster has a forward brace, and then these two turntables, one goes under that and one goes under this, and you can imagine a set of SPMTs under this one and SPMTs under this one. So like literally, if you go around a corner, you can turn. You've seen loads loads go down the road with a forward turntable and a rear turntable. That's nothing new, and I think there's even a good render from Kiwi. Some of that I just can't quite put my fingers on. That it's quite a common way of transporting long items. You have a turntable at the front and the back of the load, and the actual booster is actually the trailer. There's nothing sort of in between. We see that quite commonly out on the highways, but not commonly, but when large loads are carried on the road, we see that. So I guess if that's what you mean by a cradle, yes, that appears to be a cradle. Yep.
William is wondering, could they use the docking ports on the ship to help during barge transport to hold it in place?
I'm not really sure. I don't, unless they've reinforced quite a bit behind those docking ports, I'm not so sure that's going to be quite strong enough.
Fair enough. And Paul is wondering, don't you think a turntable on the SPMT to sit BTS on so they don't have to mess with the the odd maneuvers with SPMTs at the tower would be helpful?
Well, they sort of can't because they've got to put two SPMTs under here. So they're sort of, I don't think that's mechanically feasible.
And as soon as Gigabay is online in a few months, we won't see the SPMT dance as much anymore.
Yeah. It's an intermediate sort of solution, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Indy.
That's, of course.
Are we going to talk about the little elephant in the room as well that we skipped over just now?
Sure. Way you go.
Next to Megabay 2?
Ah, the static bias stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is the static bias stand on SPMTs?
Well, 'cause the ship's going to go out on it soon. Well, it remains to be seen which ship, but personally, I don't think 40 has all its engines and ready to go for Starfire testing yet.
So maybe
Speculate up at 39.
It's possible.
Possible, yeah. But I know someone mentioned that it doesn't take as long as you might think to put engines on 40, but they say, but also it doesn't take a second to get rid of the scaffolding that's there at the flame trench at Massey's as well. But so
Well,
months by the time.
look how long it took to put the engines on 39. It wasn't a very instant, quick thing after cryo test. There's a period of time where they spend preparing things on the aft before starting to put the engines on. I think the actual engine installation itself doesn't take too long, but it's not instantly put the engines on as soon as they get back from cryo testing. Not at the moment, at least, anyway.
Fair call, yep. Yeah, maybe 39 will go. I mean, there's some talk that there's something on the ship that needs addressing, and maybe that requires another static fire. Maybe it needs an engine swap, and therefore another static fire, or something like those lines, perhaps. I can't see them unless they need to take this. The other thought is not going to put a ship on at all, and they need to take it back to the static, just back to Massey's to do some more integration, which doesn't seem likely either, to be honest. Just a thought.
I mean, it's certainly another possibility. But yeah, I can't see 40 going on that. I don't think 40's ready just yet. Also, whilst we're looking at the stands, what on earth are those orange things? Those 3 orange dots in the middle of the thrust sim stand. I didn't see those before.
Huh.
Pipe covers?
I don't know. There's probably a third one here.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Looks like a flange cover almost on the left.
That's not possibly them about to put in TBC hardware, is it? For testing?
Maybe.
I mean, they could.
Engine 7, 8, and 9?
Wrong.
Actually, yeah, that's the wrong side of those. It's the rams for the TBC, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. No, hang on.
Now, for the TVC, it would be, if they're putting in that rocker assembly, it would be in the right place.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember which side the TBC arms are on now.
For the TBC mounts rather than pushing the engine mounts around.
Go back to the that ship 39 aft photo if you could, Stephanie. I just want to see where the TBC arms are in relation. Okay, yeah, so that would be the right place then on that stand if that was something to do with TBC simulators.
Wouldn't they need one on the other side?
Dead in line with them. So actually testing the mount or moving the engine mount, maybe just to test the actual mount.
Yeah.
Because on the other static fire stand, there's those rocker things that actually put load on the actual mount.
Actually, I'm taking back what I'm saying about those 3 orange dots. They're not quite. They need to be basically.
Here.
Yeah, right there. When you look at how close the TBC arms are to each other.
They'll roll it back to Massey's and they're going to continue doing fit outs.
Although, yeah, I don't really have any other sort of suggestion as to what those 3 new spots could be for.
Alrighty then, if there's no more questions, we might jump over to the build
I got a
side.
couple more.
Oh, go for it.
First off, we want to thank Felix for their $5 donation, and he had a question. He's wondering, with Giga Bay at the Cape not done, where would they do the pre-flight work on booster and ship before flight? The VAB? Question mark.
I think it more shows how far away a 39 launch really is. Because there was talk of leasing out one of the bays in VAB, but I don't think that ever happened.
I think, yeah, that was more for like, I think payload integration of actual stacking of vehicles in there. But if they use it for like checkouts on the vehicles between flights, then maybe NASA will allow that. Maybe if SpaceX has actually got any interest in doing that.
Otherwise, the other side of that coin is that the booster and ship actually leave here literally ready to stack and fly.
Ambitious.
Yeah.
I think there's always that chance that you might have to go back and do something on the vehicles when they get to the other end. I don't think there's a 0% chance that they ship them over and that they have to do nothing to the vehicles before launch.
Heck, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Pathfinder trip just to see how round tripium works out.
That would make sense.
Take them there and bring them back here, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if they don't have any place to really work on them yet. But the flip side is 39 is not close to being ready for a vehicle, so they can keep kicking the can down the road for a few months.
Do you think maybe Gigabay would catch up enough to do that sort of work on a booster and ship by the time the pad's ready?
I mean, they're already putting roof trusses in. And we've seen SpaceX use buildings when they're still under construction.
Sure, yeah, we have, yep.
Yeah, I think they'll have a sealed building by the time they got vehicles over the first set of vehicles. I don't know about if they'll have an operational work stands for the vehicles, but then, I mean, it's possible.
But once again, for simple sort of pre-flight stuff, they might not need in quotes, fully operational workstations. Literally got to hold it and have an elevator under it, whatever. That's a good question there, Felix. Well done. Okay. So later VT, that's not the cryo stand. That was actually the static buy stand the SPMTs are under.
Yeah.
So the cryo stand's this one, and that's the actual static buy stand. All right. Indy, thanks.
Yep, that's it for the questions. Thank you, guys.
All right, let's go to the launch build site then. And not a great lot of photos for the build site yet. So, Patreon members and people who are members who subscribe will be getting their images through sometime today, I would imagine, or if not tomorrow. And there'll be more images for you. Okay, Gigabay. A bit slower this week, a little bit more work on the centre area and maybe a little bit more work on the factory side as well. Yeah, we've got that right. Go on.
I was going to say, what level are we looking at there on the Star Factory side? Is that still all level 6, or was it half columns that make up level 6? Just trying to remember.
That's the final bridge crane height on the factory size. Then I think then there's that half above it, I thought, before you get to 7, which I thought all 7 was roof truss ?
Yeah,
just over just over the bridge crane for the actual trusses, perhaps. So they're the bridge crane mounts, are the rails to run this way for the big aisle, for the big ones across the aisles.
And those are the weird cross members that where it thinks for lifting up the trolley.
Sorry, what?
You'll see. It'll be obvious a little bit later. There's a beam that goes from the back wall to just over the rail that BJ and I are both of the opinion that is what they're gonna use to hoist up the trolley that goes back and forth on the rails.
Oh, gotcha. Yep. Cool. And down here we can see where the bridge rails are going to attach for the stacking stations. There's going to be a little bridge crane. The rails are on the sides here, and then the trolley goes across here. So I thought the trolley was a bit that moves. The trolley moves this way and backwards and forwards.
Yeah,
and
there's
the bridge.
yeah, I forget which the one that goes along with the rails, and then on that you have the winch and everything hanging off of.
Yep. So little bridge cranes here for each stacking station, and there's one here and one here across every stacking station. Then right up over the top, right across here from here, there's bridge crane rails running this way for the bridge crane that spans right across the aisle here and attaches over this side as well. There's another rail running along this set of beams here. So you can stack with these independently, and then when a booster or ship's ready, they can use this bigger bridge crane to bring them across to these bays here. And if they need to go from that aisle to this aisle, well, they're going to have to put them on some kind onto a transport stand and move them around, which might not happen very much. I'm not sure. It depends on the cadence and how the workflow works. Maybe it's because like in here, we were talking earlier about sort of 1-to-3 ratio of sort of pairs of turntables to 3 stations. So they kind of need these bays over here as well. There's going to be refurb and whatever to happen over this side as well. So the exact workflow is still a bit of a speculation. I'm quite sure exactly how it's going to go yet. But stay tuned and we'll soon find out. Stay tuned, y'all.
Oh, never mind. I was going to say you could see where there was still steel in the one of the new doorways in the side of the Star Factory there, on the very back left corner of the bay. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good shot of it. Thanks. Yeah, I was looking for a shot of that. Yeah, so these are in there so they can literally remove these posts, I think.
I'm curious why. So I'm curious what they're doing in the ground there.
Oh, yeah, digging up a bit of concrete.
New footer for the replacement column.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay. Are they just removing columns?
Yeah, but you have to replace the support
with a what do you call it? A spanning thing across the truss.
I think they might be replacing the column with another column, not just putting a big header.
Oh, okay. To take the load of this building, to take the load of the alleyway building.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's the truck goes along the rails, and then the trolley runs side to side for bridge cranes.
Oh, the truck. Yep, cool. Thanks. Yep.
Yeah.
So, gotcha. Thank you.
The truck goes east-west, and then the trolley goes the trolley goes left and right, and the truck would go top to bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then vice versa on these ones.
Yeah. So those weird supports are put in the middle are to lift the truck.
Cool. Cool bananas.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, then so up on here somewhere the trusses start going in across. So I didn't quite get an answer. Do the trusses only span aisle to aisle, or do the trusses actually go right across the whole building?
They're connected to that center spine on either side.
Okay, yeah.
So if you
And
when the
go on,
when they're
Alex.
installed, basically if you look in now how the partitions are connected, if you beef that up, that's essentially what the roof truss looks like.
Yeah.
Those little box girders, box truss, bridge truss.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
I just think
If you
that'd be
built,
one hell. Just think that'd be one hell of a bridge crane if it was spanning from one side of the bay to the other.
Right.
Imagine how thick those beams would need to be to support the trolley.
okay. I was only talking about the roof trusses, but yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, for sure. So do you think this will have a concrete like ceiling or slash floor for a penthouse up top?
There is a floor, whether or not it's gonna be it's I mean, like all of those openings above the bays, cells, wherever you want to call them, are going to be a floor is up there, and that'll be a clear span. So yeah, basically, if
Yeah,
you extruded the ground floor all the way to the top, it would look like that.
Yeah.
yeah. I wonder if they try and add some sort of observation from that top roof space looking down into the bay, almost like what they did with High Bay.
Oh
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
yeah. That'd be really cool. So that's quite the area. It's quite a large floor area. Yeah. We can just see this down here as well. Didn't quite get a good look in the low res this morning as to where all those were. Well, it was morning for me anyway. Okay, so
The
that'll be going.
I was gonna say, what's the other opening looking like now? The one closer to Highway 4.
Ah, I think they're closed off again. Yeah, because last week, that one's still there. I thought they.
The-
Oh, that's last week's one was there. This is a new one again.
yeah,
Yeah, that's another new one.
Yeah,
yeah, they're having to move the support so that they can have the openings going across to the stacking bays or
yeah.
cells.
Yeah, I never realized there was a third one, but makes sense.
So this first one has been completed.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Or is there two in here already? Is there four of these all up? Is there going to be six all up, or is there going to be just three all up?
Well, there's two existing openings because there's the large door and then there's a shorter door back there. So would that take us up to 5? Ooh,
What is
so
that door back here? Is it back here, or is it back there, or was it here?
I think it's right there. I think they're reworking that door opening.
Yeah. That's what I thunked. Okay, so cladding has started on the factory side over the top of the stacking openings. Got to here. So the cladding crew's pretty well nailing it at the moment. And we should also see some of these stairwells should go, if they're going to go all the way up, if they're going to have a office whatever up top here. Phil was informing us earlier, there should be at least 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4, depending on how many desks or depending on how many people they expect to be up here.
Yeah,
We
I'd
did
expect all.
go on.
Yeah, I'd expect all those staircases to go right the way to the top, pretty much just because they can.
Maybe, yeah. We can see some of the elevator tops already going in. So does that mean that elevator only goes to this level down here? So is this actually a navigable level? It is, isn't it?
I mean, it's where all the cranes and stuff.
So I wouldn't need to access this level. You won't be able to get into this level probably, but this level. Huh, so they're like a floor short. Unless that's higher than I think and the elevator actually has a door up here, which may be the case. Because this thing's huge, like it's like 2 stories high, these stories, aren't they? That's massive.
Mm-hmm. I think they're like 30 feet, around 10 meters.
Yeah, okay, so
Meters,
that's
yeah.
plenty of room for a door, like a door there for that level.
Has anyone thought yet about how they'll go about putting the work platforms in each cell? Would they be like fold down structures? Because they can't really slide them in and out, can they?
The
Probably just,
platform. Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
I was just thinking they're probably going to look very similar to what's in the mega bays.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah, on one side they can have them fixed in place, and then sort of near the edges of the cells they could have fold down like quarter sized platforms so they can get vehicles in and out of there.
Yeah.
And then obviously be able to get access to all the way around the vehicles when they're in the cells.
Even up here, up higher as well, with the
Yeah.
other levels as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Because the fold down platforms are very much a thing that I've seen in other structures.
It's like the VAB, when they have
Yeah.
their work platforms down, it looks like you're in a normal building with a rocket in the center of the room.
You don't realise you're 6,000 feet off the ground.
No, well, it probably feels a little not that sturdy.
Oh, a bit flexible. So one thing, Jake, that's very unique about this compared to the mega bays is you've got these intermittent walls either side of every station, whereas you don't have these in between the stations in the mega bays. So that fold down idea would work extremely well in these bays.
Yeah, no, now I'm thinking more about. I think it'll be a mixture of fixed in place platforms at the backs of the cells, and then fold down platforms at the fronts of them.
Yeah, like a fixed U and then the 2 slides to close it up and how I get fold down.
Yeah.
That'll look excellent. Can't wait to see some internal photos like we do in Mega Bay. It's going to look awesome inside there.
Yeah, as I said, these gigabays have got so much potential.
And I didn't ask Phil earlier, do you think like they'll put like cladding on, petition each bay off like fully, or just leave it fully open?
I don't
I
know.
wonder.
I don't know.
Probably depends how those workstation platforms and stuff are installed. It'll probably be very much like the back wall of the mega base, where there's just railing and these are all
Cool. Oh, what?
what do you mean?
Oh, no, you're right. I sort of didn't think you finished your sentence. That's all good.
I
Thank you.
probably didn't.
Oh, good. That's not just me being. All right. Cool bananas. So this building's looking nice, getting finished off. Looks like we're still not sure they're putting glass in these or just cables in between the horizontal rails.
I'd
Fit out.
I'd like to think they're going to put glass in there, because didn't we see piles of glass pins sitting on some of these levels before?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that could be for like Alex said, they have those folding. Wrong end of the building. How you can fold up the panels of vertical glass to the walls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So the wall, wherever it is in here, the wall in here, that wall in there, they could have them so they could open this up.
Though it is very hot there, so they might not want that. No.
True, yeah. Well, time will tell with that one as well. Now we got, there is an image down here. Yep, cool. So everything's looking nice. So they're already using the parking bays here, at least for the office. I don't think it'll be that long before they'll start using the residencies. They should be able to fit them out fairly quickly. They're already getting some of the services here. You can see they're starting to hook up this external unit and starting to put in ductwork here as well. These are independent. These don't need anything else, do they? These are...
No, they're just package units for the hallways and stuff.
Yeah, and then these go to an indoor, individual, air conditioning unit in every single room, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have the lines, the coolant.
Maybe even more than one room per one of them. Is that the only bank of them? Surely there's going to be more of them for all the different rooms. Yeah, it's only minor detail. Is this... No, we don't have the... Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, maybe.
No, set 3. 3 has some better. Batch 3.
What have I done with it? I've downloaded batch 3. Okay, let me just do that again.
Did you?
Oh, I might have put a photo in the wrong folder. That happens. That happens a lot. Just give me 1 second here. I'll fix that up.
No way. I thought it 3 had some. Yeah. $29.93 and $94.
Oh, hang on. Apparently I have them. Oh, here we go. Yeah, sorry. There we go. Yeah. Remember, Matt, $29.94. Can't forget it. So they are following this front line here. So, yeah, they're not going up in steps like they look like in low res. Not sure what's going on there quite yet.
A wall.
Could just be the base, foundation.
A footer.
Yeah.
Now, doesn't look like that. Is that rebar? We can't see that rebar there anymore either.
There is. Yeah, there's a slightly better picture that I was looking at just a few minutes ago that can show you. It's from the other side actually, and it shows rebar along the inside of that outer smaller wall and stuff. Yeah, there you go. See the rebar going all up the walls and everything.
And the rebar in the footers as well.
Mm-hmm.
All those grade beams.
Yeah,
I wonder if
that front wall there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they're all like that.
Oh, look, it's at ramps. Ramps goes flat, maybe
Yep.
ramps.
Yep. Just like stairs.
Gotcha, yeah. Just like stairs. Okay, it's stairs. I'll
Jake.
concede. Couple of columns here. So it's something. So we saw there's embeds on these tops of these walls. So
And
something's
the
going on in
back
here.
wall.
Oh, holes in the wall in the back. Well, some more. Yep, some more embeds in here. We've got holes.
Windows.
Well, that's going to be interesting to see this take shape.
And then they're building the parking lot already on the right.
Yeah, there's like a curb going on and down there.
Oh, it is
Road
too, yep.
access.
And it lines up with these building here, which is kind of weird. So does that mean we get one over here as well, maybe? Maybe, whatever.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out where they'd put full vehicles, like Starship vehicles, because I'd like to think they put those in Starship Park.
Either there or it's two lobes, right? One there and one on the other side.
Yeah.
And probably 20s or 12 is going to be in that center, and who knows, maybe 42 will make it.
How's that?
Yeah.
Was it Matt's idea? They're going to put flooring in here, make it like glass flooring, so they can see down into an article down here.
That'd be cool.
All right, I think we can call it on the build site. How's the chat going for the build site there, Indy?
Got a few questions for you guys. Cameron's asking, who owns the grass area next to the parking garage? And if it's not SpaceX, is it the only property left not owned by SpaceX?
I think there's a handful of others that aren't owned by SpaceX, but for the longest time, the owners of that, I think, want covenants attached to it that says you can't sell it to SpaceX.
Yeah, when they are. Yeah, weren't they asking for something like $3 million at one point for that lot?
Right, but they also have the stipulations that you will not sell it to SpaceX.
Are
So
they
they don't
talking
want
about
any.
that part or that little spot next to the apartment? Either way.
No, I thought it was the one by the inventory area.
Yeah, I think that the one we were on just now. I'm sure that's what the question was about.
Probably. I was thinking maybe that one right there. Maybe that's what they were talking about, because that was the picture we were on at the moment.
So they were asking from the parking garage, the one closest
okay,
to the
yeah.
parking garage.
Oh, yeah. The infamous square.
So
And
really,
then
if you buy a block of land, you can be like governed by another person. What you do with your own land, like
Yes.
Sure, would there be some kind of time limit on that, or?
Nope. You can attach any covenants you want within reason. But like a lot of the land that you donate for preserves are under covenants that say they'll never be developed and they have to stay in this and maintained in a specific way.
Well, that's totally understandable for sure. Yep.
But yeah,
but just for a grudge, it seems a bit odd.
I don't think it's a grudge. I think they just don't like the idea of a complete company city. Where
Well, they lost that one, didn't they?
they still have their lot, and the nice thing about having money is you can have FU money. So
yeah.
Why don't they build like some sort of restaurant and like restrooms there, and I feel like they make a lot of money there if they put something like that on that lot.
I mean,
With
even
all the
if
people that visit Starbase.
how on the course of a year, how many people?
I know, thousands.
Holiday Inn.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
lot.
but I mean, if you only a few heavy weekends a year, and the other thing, since it is under their cities, and the city can start playing games with from their governance and taxing. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh yeah.
they can slap on and say that no, we zone this industrial. You can't put any retail on it.
Unless you sell it to us.
And
dear,
that'll
dear.
just
All right, thanks, Cindy.
I got a couple more for you guys.
Go for it.
Paul is wondering, in total, how many bridge cranes are there going to be in the Gigabay?
I don't think if we. Well, I'd probably be one above each stacking cell, so what 6 on that side, the smaller ones, and then I think for the big bridge cranes over the 2 sides of the bay, I don't think we actually know just yet how many there'll be. I reckon there'll be at least 2 on each side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe even 3, maybe.
Yeah, but if you have too many, you can't carry something completely from one side to the other. You can carry it, and then you have to switch to the other crane. So it all workflow dependent.
I suppose there's always the possibility that the amount that they start off with may end up changing later on down the line if they realise they need more in there.
Alaska Space. It's good they've just parked the SPMTs here just to get them out of the way. That's because they've got all this parking space over here to get them out of the way. So I'm not sure about that one, Alaska. Maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought they'd do that to get them out of the way.
From previous, their Massey's like sporting stand, so
Yeah, true, yeah. So your third or fourth idea is there's nothing at all going on. They're just going to transport it over to Massey's just to store it there.
They're going to transfer of Massey's and whatever work they're started doing on that. No, that was the other one. No, they're going to just move it to Massey's and park it there.
Yep. Thanks, Indy.
Got one more for you.
Sure.
Later YT is asking, with the current pace of vehicle production, how many vehicles do you think they will build in total in 2026?
Oh, that's a tricky question, man.
Do test tanks count?
Do test tanks count, do they? I don't know, 41. I don't know. Maybe 4 more boosters and 4 more ships there. I'll just throw that on the wall and see what happens. I don't know. That's a very tricky question. If they really, I mean, I guess the question is if the pace we've seen them say was booster 19, booster 19. If you sort of talk about those sort of speeds, they've got potential to maybe. What are we up to? Already in the 5th month, maybe another, I don't know, half a dozen, but maybe 4 might be even pushing it a bit. It's hard to tell. I mean, 40 booster, what are we up to? Booster 21, it's already started, so I don't know. 4 each, maybe. Reply a couple. Maybe more ships than boosters because they're going to reply a few boosters this year, perhaps. What's your crow, Kiwi? What do you reckon on that one?
Don't
know.
I think you're about right, yeah. But with the cadence that they're going now, I mean, it's almost about a month per. A bit more than a month each.
All right, you heard it first here on RGV Aerial Photography. Thanks, Indy.
You bet.
Oh, so that's it. Let's go to launch site then. Cool. Where is the launch site? What? I've lost the launch site. Hang on one sec.
It's slightly further down Highway 4, if you're wondering where it is.
Can't take you anywhere.
Seriously.
Hey, she said she lost it.
We tell you to keep things in your pockets.
Did she get lost on her farm?
Some days depends. Depends what's going on. Usually not. These are nice panoramics. Yeah. So today's flight was in some fairly tricky and challenging conditions, and the result, RGV Aerial Photography, as a aerial photographic company, man, they're such a professional and highly tuned company to get the photos that we had earlier into this state we're looking at now. That's just amazing work. So 100 points there for using the tools you have at your disposal and creating something very special out of something in such a very challenging conditions today. So top job. We'll start the ASU this week just for something different. I really tempted to keep saying ASU unit, but I won't do that. So why is there a T here? Is that something more?
ATM machine?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, yeah. There's a name for that. I think too. There's some name for that.
Access. Clean out port.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep. Access. Yeah. Lovely looking beer kegs. So this week we get a good view on this side of that pipe we saw last week, but didn't really see how it was hooked in.
Is there tops on those stacks now? Down the bottom.
Yeah.
But yeah, were they open before? Or they always had tops on them?
That one has always had a cap.
The other ones, those ones.
Yeah, those are new. Well, they added the stacks a few weeks ago, but yeah.
We see him in the ground shot. Oh, can't quite see him in the ground shots. Let's see, there's one further around. No, it's a long way.
Yeah, I'm sure this photo's looking much more around to the right.
That's
too many photos. It's a good problem to have too many photos. It's amazing, just simply amazing. Yes. So, go ahead.
No, I was saying the other way. No. Are we there yet?
Yeah, I don't know. How long's the stream been so far? I haven't kept track of the time today. Anyway, we'll get back to the aerials.
Hi, Binks.
I don't really care how long we've been. It'll take as long as it takes to get through. So obviously there's a roof on the compressor building now, and that looks pretty. This side they haven't done much more. Maybe that's the only bit of building on this side.
Not likely.
Then you got the inlet, whatever.
Filters.
Machinery going to go there. Filters going to go there. So they just like like fire, but like filters, like a normal air cleaner, but just really, really big.
I'm not sure what they're using. They might just be like large cyclonic type stuff, but
I remember in the older days, the tractor always had a cyclonic type pre-cleaner on them, and they were very effective at getting rid of dust just on that first stage, and then of course they had the canister filter further along the train. Yeah. Another big thing at ASU is there's a Tesla. Is the start of the cooling tower system, and we think there's going to be a platform over the top with the cooling towers on top. Yep. If the render is any thing to go by.
And I'd venture to guess those are two chillers underneath some plastic.
I was just about to ask what's under those.
So you can see here where the actual cooling tower things are on top, and there's like a underneath here. There's something as well.
I think you're looking at what's underneath that.
Oh, here maybe there's the platform.
Yeah.
And then there's what's on top.
Yeah.
Oh, did I get that wrong? Did I? That last image, sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe on the wrong end of the.
No,
okay, cool.
You're right. Yeah, it's looking from.
Yep.
The beach side.
Cool. That dude says, I posted them in Patreon Lounge for the 15th time.
It'll take...
Make it a 16th.
Yeah. And we'll still forget.
Yes, yeah. So what he's saying these?
Chillers.
Cool. Are they like air driven or some kind of like reverse cycle air conditioner sort of chillers?
I think they're using cryogenic liquid in those chillers. Yeah.
Okay.
They're just fancy water coolers.
Yep. And looks like there's maybe the embeds for that platform to go over the top. There's those conduits to pop up still. Like some control gear. That's electrical, I guess. Control gear.
Probably.
It almost seems a bigger process of chilling the water for the intercoolers as it is the actual compressor building, to be honest. With some transformers included. So these came, the lifting frame, we saw that last week we saw those load spreaders. So they put in a square of load spreaders here and a square of load spreaders here, and then a common load spreader to join them both with all the ropes, all the slings in between, and came with quite the load spreader to pick up this, which was offset. This side's obviously much heavier than that side. So the actual centre of the top load spreader was somewhere around here. Pretty clever what they do with the rigging these days, or they always have done, sorry. So that render also showed this wall here, showed some of the shape to this wall here coming along, and then somewhere here ramping up in height along this wall along here.
Yep.
So that'd be the ASU now. Let me see if I can navigate myself around here. There's one from the other angle. So we just about every time get asked about power and whatever for here. I think Event Deeds was saying they should be able to run this on just half rate with the power they've got, and wait for the new mains to come in to run it on full power. So is that right, Alex? You can run just one of these compressor sets?
Yeah, it depends on how it's set up and how much turn down capacity it has. Because a lot of it's driven by the overall capacity. I don't know how much turn down this system has. And by turn down, how much above max you can run it at before it just doesn't work. Because efficiency suffers. And it gets to a point where you can't run it any lower because it just won't have enough process stuff moving through it.
Yep.
Highly technical.
No, I think that explains it well. Yeah, you can only throttle things down a certain extent before they stall, basically.
Yeah.
Well, much like any engine, you can only turn the idle down so far, can't you? Eventually it's going to stop. I know it's a totally different process, but it's a similar result.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like if you have a giant diesel generator and you only need a little couple kilowatt Honda generator, you can't. One won't run. The huge one won't run reliably.
All right. Yes. Oh, they're putting little safety barriers on these starter bars, or whatever you want to call these embed bolts.
Yep. Don't want anybody tripping.
No, it's not like there's not any other trip hazards around. My goodness. So it looks like the commodities trench running through here with some new piles. Sorry, Jake, go ahead.
I was going to say, you can see the rebar in the holes there now.
Yep, sticking out, yep. And maybe, as Alex said, maybe a little bit of moisture still from the grout curing showing through. Or maybe it's the colour of the grout even.
Probably the color.
Have they torn down more of this pond? I'm not sure. There was a bit of this pond left last week still. How lucky the pond's there. See how it's holding water so well.
Except that's the other side of the pond that's holding a lot of water too.
Oh dear. So they're dewatering here? Yeah, that's coming out of
Yes.
through here.
They're not supposed to.
Well, someone didn't give them that memo.
Well, they have to pump it so that they can weld and attach the stuff, but they're not running they shouldn't be running a 24-hour dewatering operation.
Oh, I like the pad A, pad B. We saw them with all this dewatering on the sides. So we won't see that here.
No. That's why they're using the parallel coffer dams.
Are they already digging down that far in here? Is that how far they've dug down already?
Uh-huh.
Wow. So is this actually, can we say the actual excavation proper is underway for digging
Oh
the
yeah.
flame trench out? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sweet. And then the GSC building's right over. So that's like that's the
propellant basement sublevel.
Yeah, okay. And so the actual building will be over the top of it here, like right over the top here.
Yeah, where they're putting the backfill in over the tie rods.
Down here, I see.
Yep, you can see there the piles for the building, and then you can see a handful of the tie rods connecting the sheet piles walls together.
So instead of using friction on those great big long ties, they're just using another wall to basically to pull against.
Yeah, and they sort of self-support each other.
Yep. Now I get what you're saying. It took me a minute to work out exactly what was going on there, but this week shows it really, really well. Thank you.
And then on the other side by the tower, you can see how deep they've actually dug down, not the front of the tower. But we'll get there.
Around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll still find my way around that side. Are we getting there yet?
Oh,
So we'll just... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying that's where they moved lazy to.
Yeah, that's lazy, yep.
Poor crane.
Bit of a sad sight, isn't it?
Yeah. At least they put a tarp over the cab now.
It'll pull itself together one day and get back to work. Or someone will put it together anyway.
They threw the tarp over it like a body. Sorry, that's a little macabre.
That's one way of putting it, yeah.
Sorry.
You're in a dark mood today. Cool.
Yes.
No worries. So yeah, this framework's going ahead. We can sort of, not so much a mystery these days how it's all going together, because we've already seen it go together now twice. We've seen this go together now between pad B here and 39A.
I've got a question about the this frame. What's with the dark plates on tops of the beams?
The
What are
equipment
those?
pads.
Okay.
Yeah, it's where all the hydraulic pumps and the other stuff they have.
Makes sense.
Equipment pads. Okay, cool. So they're building this in. Is they going to build this completely in one whole piece of mover, or is it going to be like in 3 different pieces?
Right now, it looks like it'll be in one piece, even though the fixture's in 3 pieces.
Yeah, that's what got me questioning. Yeah.
But the that wall there, it looks like it's all being bolted together, and that's spanning both.
Yeah. One of that was just to make the jig easier to transport, perhaps.
Yeah, likely.
Oh, that's one way to put a roof over your work. Build it out of scaffold.
You can do anything with scaffolding, apparently.
And if you can't do a scaffolding, you do it with an old wooden pallet.
That's not one of the wing walls, is it? Oh no.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
This is a weird one that has the slanted plate that it meets up with some.
One of these walls or this front wall, this corner here?
The A that goes there is right there, yeah.
Okay, these ones here are the weird ones that go here.
Yeah. Well, everything is a little odd. Because the far side of that ramp goes to that diagonal plate rather than. I think
So
that's
that face there should bolt onto that face, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense, really, does it? But anyway, I mean, when you look at it like this, it's hard to make that make sense. But yeah, we have seen it before, so
It's
yeah.
because that's where all the propellant lines are, and I think they did it that way for clearance.
Ah, you're calling me Clarence again. Cool. I see.
Yeah. Just don't call me Shirley.
Surely not. Oh, isn't that a beautiful sight? And we'll come back to there in a second. Let's try and find around the other side of that building, of that tower. Oh, here we go. This one might show it.
Yeah.
So this is the same thing. They're tying that wall back to this wall.
Yeah. And there's a shot, I don't know if it shows, but they've benched it so it goes down at the side closest to us.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone down like two levels.
Like that, like that
Yeah.
far? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably, I don't know, 4 meters.
Okay, so that's pad A, so pad scrap, sorry.
Yeah.
And
Scrappy
pad,
scrap.
pad scrap and the ASU, and we found the Lazy, the crane called Lazy.
Or Marvin.
Oh, Crane X. It's got a few names depending on which team you're on.
What tribe?
Yeah, which tribe you identify as.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes when I'm in a mixed crowd like now, I just call it the. Well, Lazy is a good name for it, but yeah, just the SpaceX 11,000.
Yeah.
Okay, somewhere in the flyover, there's a third methane truck arriving, so maybe they lose a little bit of methane when they do a aborted wet dress rehearsal, I guess.
It looks like more than 7 tons. I'm just saying.
Now, who's counting?
I'm pretty sure 2 trailers carry a little bit more than 7 tons between the 2 of them.
Well, and the third one that's arrived also as the flyover happened, yeah. You'd want to hope anyway, wouldn't you, that a whole big semi carries more than 3.5 tons?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, so this, where are we? This photo, yeah, this photo shot. Oh, this is probably a better photo. Showed up. Ugh. Words, come on, words, work. A better photo to show what you were trying to say earlier. There you go. I did it.
Yes.
Oh, they haven't ramped it back just yet though, Alex.
They're going to dig out the side after they dig the other.
Okay, yeah.
You can see the plate they welded on the near wall inside the trench that they're going to tie it to.
Yeah, yeah. And the actual trench, I know it actually starts over here somewhere, doesn't it? There's a big gap between the actual that wall and the actual trench wall, yeah.
Yeah.
And not so much on this side though.
At 39, it looked like they decided to try and balance it a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple ladders in there that show kind of how deep it is.
Oh, down in here.
The far side, by the tower base.
Yeah, it's hard to get that, the perspective of height sometimes from these flyovers.
Yeah.
Man, geez, wow, this aerial photography company's done so well getting these images up to what they're up to now. That's just amazing. Wonderful, wonderful work. Oh, look, they can't quite. He's not quite got the hang of straight parking yet.
Nice.
Close enough.
Yeah,
Park for a quick getaway.
it is. Yeah.
Drive it like you stole it.
So 2 bays and a gap, then 2 bays and a gap, 2 bays and a gap, and etc. Oh, here it is. Here's the third one. Here, look at that. Speak of the devil.
Man, such a large truck for only 2 tons of methane.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, so lots of space here for lots of tanks, and they can run them through here pretty well. The only thing I was sort of concerned with putting more tanks in here is they won't be able to put the skids in front like that, but they don't necessarily need to be in front, do they? Unless they clear this a bit
Yeah, most of what you see there is going to get demoed out.
in here.
Yeah. They've taken quite a bit out.
Oh, they don't need these three. Didn't they just replace these three?
Those, but the pipe work to the left of it, yeah, most of that's coming out.
Oh, and that would leave room for those skids then, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then like here, they can put the pipe work on top rather than out the front like this way over there. There's all this room they can, Okay, so they will fit in there quite easily, okay.
Yeah, because a lot of that was spaced out for where they were building around the water heaters. That used to be in that by the large white tank. That's vent. Yeah. Back down in there were a bunch of water heaters previously that they had to build around.
I see, yep. So ideally, like a 39A, is it like this? The skids are actually right up under here like this, and not have this as a separate thing?
I believe so. They might have two. I mean, generally you have two because separation and concern. The main pipeway is for moving stuff, and the other is the distribution.
Gotcha, yep. So there's room there for, I measured before, there's room there for 8 of these tanks will fit in there quite easily.
So let's see, we have 6 tanks on installed at the 4 new ones and 2 at Massey's. There's 4 slots at Massey's.
8 slots here, that's 12 all up.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if the rib tanks are staying or going. That's all.
These ones?
Yes.
I thought you said red ribbed. Yeah, well, they haven't actually done anything with them yet. But I mean, then there was that one tank over here. Maybe it's going to be like, this tank that just didn't.
How dare you? You are a bad, bad, bad person.
I knew that, Trigger. Trigger. Yeah, so this roadway is finished up around here. The lap of Starbase. It's kind of cool. There's little races around there. Okay, so this end of the world, I think we're pretty well covered. There's something going on.
Yeah, I was going to say the locks pipe work behind the blast wall has been very active this week.
Oh, yeah. So I asked you earlier about the waterfall vent on the OLM. So just for everyone to say to hear as well, Alex, they used to have the waterfall vent on the actual OLM. You're saying it's going to be this, yeah?
It's that one closest to the methane reclaim stack. That one tends to shoot out quite a. It puts on a show.
So we originally thought they were going to reclaim that liquid oxygen coming back. There's a pipe coming back from the launch mount, and
they were briefly,
yeah. Which was this waterfall here. Instead of just having the waterfall, they actually ran a pipe all the way back to the pump farm. But instead of doing anything with it, they're just dumping it now into this this bit larger pipe here, which is just literally to boil it off.
Yeah.
But under high flow, this one here actually spews a bit of liquid out.
When it gets down to the point where it's almost a fully quenched line, that one is just shooting out almost. It's spectacular.
It's a hell of a show it puts on, but my God, does it half cover the view of a lot of infrastructure around there.
Yeah, it's dreadful. As far as viewing, it's the worst thing ever.
I'm not repeating that comment there, Mr. James, but that's kind of funny. Did someone say Cybertruck off-road course around the OLMs? Yes, that's exactly what I said. I did say that exactly. Yes, I did say that. Put a little jump in over here, or 2 or 3, and then we got a really nice little track. Yes. Bit of mixed surface, bit of concrete, back onto
Dirt
dirt.
track.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so there's a bit of dumping of dirt going on in these couple of spots. I'm guessing it's just stockpiling it, I guess.
I think they're digging it up, they're dumping it, then they're sorting it.
Is there a sorter machine? Is there somewhere?
Yeah, that excavator, I think they're using its bucket as a sieve. Because they're getting a lot of the old concrete and stuff as they're unearthing the old piles and some of the new piles. Yeah.
Oh, so have we seen them chomping on the piles yet? Are they up to that stage where they're starting to chop these piles down as they go, are they?
Yeah, they've been, I think, just hitting it with the impact hammer.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's really exciting to see the trench actually underway. That's awesome. It seems like, I don't know, there's a slightly different vibe with pad scrap getting built as there was with pad 2, because everything was so sort of new and fresh, I guess, with pad 2. So I know it's a slight different vibe, but it's really, really cool to be following along they're doing it though still. That's for sure.
37's where it's at.
37's where it's at now, yeah. So not so many viewers today. I'm guessing a lot of people are out busy doing Mother's Day stuff, so without triggering anybody, happy Mother's Day to all your mothers out there and associated families. It's not the happiest day for me, but that's okay. All right, so moving right along. It's one of my favourite Muppet songs, Moving Right Along, by the way.
Just keep swimming.
Oh, that one too, yeah. Dory. I love Dory's. I've got the memory of a Dory fish too.
What were we talking about?
Exactly. I love that movie, Finding Dory. It's one of my favourite cartoons. Okay, I guess the big thing on people's mind is what is going on with the gas generators. So let's have a quick look there. Sure, I've got a nice photo of it here somewhere. Not quite. We'll start on this one. I'll find another one while we're looking at this one to start with. Oh, this is a better angle. Yeah, they are still there. They look like they weren't there. But, they've removed all the roofs of those. Go on.
Was that a new one sitting on the pallet right behind that pipe there?
Yep.
It is. There's some better shots. I'll just play around here for a sec to find them. But I'll keep zooming in on each one. Oh, shiny. Hang on, I'll come back to that. So whatever they're doing, they're going to do to them all by the look of it. Oh, that was theory 1. Theory 2, though, was remove the danger of one of these roofs going flying again.
That's kind of what I was thinking, just taking the roof panels out of the way just in case anything pops again.
So just throw the cap without the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the roof did a good job of, because if it was a cap that actually took the roof off, the roof, I guess, would have taken a whole lot of kinetic energy out of the cap. Without the roof over it, that cap would have gone miles in the air.
Yeah, this way it's 1 frisbee versus 3.
So it looks like a spare cap and base here. So I'm not sure whether they're actually replacing bases as well, whether bolts got damaged or something got damaged as well, where the cap flew, or like Alex said, was an explosion or whatever.
That was
hard to tell still.
That was still, I think that might be the one from last week that was sitting here.
Yeah. Well, haven't they added, this has its cap back on it?
Yeah. But
oh, it might. That doesn't mean, okay, yeah, okay. It could have been another one, yep.
I mean, yeah. What went flying? Don't know.
Yeah. Oh, they haven't fixed this up yet. It's still hanging in midair.
Well, we know that vented slatted roof went flying, and we saw that on the ground
Right.
last
But
week.
was it the full cap that went flying? Was it just a pipe that let go and went flying?
Right. We don't know that. You're right.
Yeah. Something
They
did.
kind
Oh,
of. So go, Jake.
okay, that's Stephanie. Talk about something else in a minute.
It kind of looked like the right shaped dent was in that roof panel, but still, it's hard to tell, to be honest.
Yeah, so it's a probably stupid question, but has there always been that sensor line on that middle deluge tank there for the top deck? Right where your cursor was, right at the end of that tank.
Yeah, that's the differential pressure line for measuring the water height.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yes, but they did
Yeah.
raise it though. It wasn't it? It was lower, and they raised it.
I think it's been pretty high for a while.
Yeah, not this week, but yeah, yeah. I didn't know that happened personally, but apparently it was observed.
Yeah, they
Observed.
used to sit down slightly lower.
So last week we noticed these, the extra whatever manifolds these were put on, balance or whatever.
Resonance. Who knows?
So this is another area that they've yet to have upright properly, unless they did something silly like run this at slightly over pressure or something, or just a unit failed somehow randomly.
Well, it's the tail end of their test, so if they were, again, I have my working theories that they do have redundancy in these systems, but that's a longer tail than probably should go into right now without.
So it could operate on 2 gas generators.
Yep. If you watched that deck after this cap blew, the water pressure out of it maintained for another 4 or 5 seconds, and then you could see they opened the bleed vents and the water pressure dropped substantially. So
Okay. I suppose,
and
especially later in the test, because there'd be a certain residual amount of pressure in here, wouldn't there, too?
there would be, but the flow you would seen the flow drop if they weren't maintaining pressure. And
Okay, true. Yeah, true. Yeah.
and then the other thing is we did see it successfully work. They had a 14-second static fire. The Apex, when they had for the 10 engine, they had a problem that whatever fix they applied, they felt confident enough to do a 33 engine test before those added valves were added. They did tried a 33 engine static fire, full well knowing that the previous tests they had that failed, they stopped, shut everything down fast enough that they risked mechanically damaging their 10 Raptors, so they're willing to gamble on blowing 33 more Raptors. So whatever fix they applied for the Apex between the 10 and the 30 or first 33, they felt very confident about. And then this last test they did with static fire, again, there's no visible change that they did for the ramp deflectors, diverters. So again, it seems like typical SpaceX that they're very cautious with how their settings. They're very conservative with, and then they open up their acceptable range as they start getting data in. It was very reminiscent of like Booster 7's campaign.
Cool. Yep. Thank
But
you.
yeah, I think I think there's been a lot of interesting discussions that may or may not be germane to the water farm that's happened in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's sort of why sometimes when I ask questions quite openly, and even suggest some of the discussions I've heard to, because like you, it takes a fair bit for me to be convinced exactly one way or another when there's no real obvious evidence and there's no real, we haven't got any real feedback. And we're sort of really taking guesses. So I usually keep my mind open to, one of them's going to be right, but I just don't know which one exactly. Another question I want to ask quickly is, do you know what causes the damage when they quickly shut down a Raptor? Why does that damage an engine?
Sort of like water hammer.
Okay.
Those impellers and everything else don't take kindly to suddenly having load and then getting no load when they slam the inlet valves shut.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And the other thing is, a lot of this is showing a lot of signs of typical with SpaceX and their development process with their tank farm. They bring it online with the most vanilla format, and then they slowly bring on the added features. So it looks very primitive at first, and then after a few successes, they start adding features that were clearly in the pipeline. I mean, there's a very good reason, I think, why they have 5 extra slots available for gas generators on the deck and apex side. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we even saw that with Flight 1. The water deluge bomb was obviously well and truly planned and happening, but they still went ahead with Flight 1 anyway.
Yeah, and even at Massey's, they're still playing with it today.
Yeah.
So yeah, the other thing is that these things are very dirt cheap and easy for them to make and manufacture. So
these things, considering what they do, for sure, good value for money, these things.
I mean, that's probably, you could build one of those, except for the control hardware, just for a few $1,000s, those shells and the burner assembly. Yeah, there's nothing to them.
Yeah.
They're just, somebody literally went to a pipe supply and bought parts and just welded and built them.
Okay, Damon, to finish on the full stack, let's just quickly look over here. They've got that rebarred up. They haven't seemed to have done much with it since last week. I mean, like Jake was saying at the start of the show, there shouldn't be too much change at the build site because they've been under test conditions for quite a bit over the last sort of week or so.
Oh,
you mean launch site?
Launch site, that's what I said.
They added some gravel to try and protect that edge from eroding.
Yeah.
So we saw this pipe here. They took I don't know, we've got a shot from the other side around the other side, maybe here. They took the tri-vent out up here, and now let me see if I can find it.
I think you were pretty much right. Yeah, right where that scaffolding is. That's it.
Took the tri-vent off this level, and they're putting this other pipe down at this level. So instead of being venting here, it's now going to vent sort of here. And we can see the pipe there. Oh, sorry, that was a bit fast. Can see the pipe here. That they've lifted up there now.
Yeah, they put that one up on a level lower, and they've actually now got a new connecting vertical piece up to the level above now.
The vertical piece inside here. Oh, it's on the outside, is it?
Yeah, on the outside.
Cool. So that, so once again, Alex, back to, so I don't mean to keep questioning you like this, but going back to yesterday's failed or aborted GSE test, this is like one of those things you're saying earlier that they quickly do fixes for, and this is sort of maybe an example of that, exactly what's going on here.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it looks like there's the other piece of it is underneath the on it, or you can see it sticking out from under the drawworks. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So there's a nice shot of the flame change since the 33 engine static fire. Maybe some discoloration here, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to look too hard.
I mean, it'll always get some discoloration. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I was going to say there's something interesting going on at the end of the flame trench as well. That we can get to in a minute.
Let me find a better shot. That end.
Yeah.
If you stay on this one, Steph, there was a good shot of the pushers on the ship too.
oh no.
Oh no. The pushers on the ship. Oh,
yeah,
up here.
the pushers to align the ship. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Up here.
Because we've never really seen that before on the ship side.
Oh,
New.
that part there.
Yeah.
Gotcha, yeah. Just as I click away, someone goes, "Oh, before you move on," I'm like, "Oh no."
Not all of us are as fast as Jake.
I wouldn't say I'm always that quick, but yeah.
Hey, earlier you did something I didn't think was possible, so.
Yeah, great shots.
So we saw on one of these photos. I think we saw up here. They've got this little indent in here, and Jake was saying maybe it's something to do with that actual pusher up here. This side pusher up here might need a place, like it pushes on this, but it might need a place might need that for clearance.
Yeah, it's only on the one side of the catch point as well.
Over under. Sorry.
All right, flame trench. Something interesting.
Maybe not this photo. It's not quite as clear.
This was the photo Kiwi said stop on, actually. That's a better shot. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, so it kind of hangs over that way too. It comes like it's got to go that way a fair bit for where it starts over here.
Yeah, it's the sled on one side, and then obviously the telescopic pusher on the other side.
It does look like it was that is for clearance.
Yeah, that cut out. Yeah.
Cool, Jake. Let's try other ones even further away. Anyway, I'll come back to it in a sec. No, can't sit on that one. All right, I'll move on. Try this one. This one might be better.
Yeah, the first photo you had earlier on was pretty good, but yeah. So it looks like they're doing a bit of welding on the flame trench walls at the ends, possibly.
Few more mods. Alrighty.
Yeah, you can definitely see some fresh welds there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a fresh weld, you're saying, you think?
Yeah, and on the other wall. And it's someone right there, yeah, in the middle of welding by the looks of it.
Yeah.
That's spooky.
Did they get to the other side?
For this side?
Nothing yet.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, looks clean. Wow.
They forgot to weld in the first place, or it seems to be the same. Oh, that there as well. It seems to be the same, just that one segment on both sides.
Who knows what this pressure wave does when it comes out of here?
Yeah.
It has like a focus point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could be bouncing up at the walls, and then when it's breaking free.
They can get some bouncing this way, can't you, too?
Yeah.
Looks like the floor's a little scorched, maybe, but
You see it more on the walls underneath the launch mount. Let's get one of the more angled shots. looking from.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah, there we are. There's a bit of it.
Yeah.
You can see where it's interacting with those weld seams too.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, true. Deflecting back.
Oh, back this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
and
probably
down
why
here
it's-
too.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why they want that wall to be able to flutter a little bit so that you don't get constructive interference or destructive, depending on your point of view.
Constructive meaning they're adding to each other, which can be destructive, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here as well, yeah. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because
Oh,
it's
fluid.
often that mystery why this wall isn't rigidly attached. It has a little scenic slit at the top, and yeah, I think it's when it's
Lets it move
the
how it
way-
wants to, naturally.
Yeah, then if they're too rigid, parallel, you can get a standing wave between the two surfaces.
And standing waves can get really dangerous because they can add together quite well, can't they?
Yeah.
So you got a few things going on. You got fluid dynamics going on, and you got acoustic, like harmonics and stuff going on. All sorts of things going on in
Yeah,
here.
that's all fluid dynamics.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Alrighty, what happened with cover? Let's go back to chat for a minute. Thanks, Indy, and we'll see if we've got anything in the interim, and we might be just about close to wrapping up.
We actually have a few questions for you guys. Average Neighbor Kids is asking, can you guys go over the purpose of all those valves and pipe assemblies next to the pump farm that go into that hole?
These? Yeah. How much detail, how much time do we have? We have a Tuesday show that we can go into a much deeper dive. The closest to the pumps with the two orange actuator ends, those are on the left is the booster lux, and on the right is the booster methane. The next closest assembly to us, that one is the lux bleed that they're just dumping or firing over the wall. And its friend over there is the methane that goes to the reclamation. And then the closest ones are doubled up for there's the ship locks and methane going up the tower.
And
Then
basically, it's isolation, isn't it? These ones.
Yeah, it's one of them for the up the towers. Yeah, they have a different. It looks like a 1 out of 2 to guarantee that when they open it, it stays open. Contrary to that.
Like that one or like that one?
Like that one.
Okay, yeah.
The one to the left is to guarantee when you send the command to close, one of those two, or ideally boats would close, but you have 2 shots. Some of that assembly is inside for the booster is inside the support bunker. But that's kind of immaterial. Then you have this snazzy valves that allow you to essentially route one propellant or locks and then bring it back via the bleed line. So when they're doing a lot of their testing, they're able to basically round trip fluids.
Out there and back there.
Yep. And you could do the reverse. You could send it through the pumps and then bring it back. So the locks are the booster side. Those are the 2 valves that are just by the basket strainer. Yeah, you can play games with those to direct stuff from send it down one and bring it back to the other, so that when they're doing testing that they can just sort of round trip it without going to the tower. Then closer to the reclaim towers, yeah, these are a bit more exciting because you have one inlet and outlet primary, so you're filling up one and then you're draining and
I
I
can do
won't
all
say it.
sorts of things.
Yeah. No, it's some of this looks more like they're condensing towers rather than tanks, but there's no obvious yeah, I won't go into it without details to point stuff out. So, but yeah. But Tuesday, one of these weeks, we can dive deep onto any of this sort of tank farm stuff if somebody wants to.
Cool. Thanks for that. Thanks, Indy.
Ribby's asking, did they really need the glass gravel? They seem to be covering it with normal dirt.
Yeah, they did need it. They needed to backfill things as it's to do with drainage too, isn't it, Alex? To help drain water away through. So it's kind of like gives them like a filter, basically.
And I know in California, there's lots, you have to, stuff you throw away that can't be recycled, it costs you. So some of this would basically be an offset since it's technically a recycled material. So that you can say, hey, we had to throw away this much concrete, use concrete, but to offset it, we're using 3 times as much of this recycled glass gravel. So I'm not sure if Texas's building code is similar to that, but and part of it is yeah, you have consistent graded gravel and they're doing some filtering with it for the way groundwater is being handled from the site before it gets discharged.
John is wondering, how serious a setback to Flight 12 is the recent explosion during the water deluge test?
2 days later, they scheduled the 15th as being their no earlier than dates. So probably none.
Mark Smith has 2 questions. The first one is, how does the Pad 1 exit nearest the tank farm not pose a hazard?
These tanks are probably not going to be there when the Pad 1 is back online.
And the second question is, do you think the engine's exhaust could act as a way to smooth the welds together over time?
They'll ablate the surface a bit depending how much cooling and other factors, but yeah.
And you got to thank you, Alex, from Yazada in chat. Thank you for starting to explain the tank farm pipes. And they say I really need a tutorial on the tank farm pipes. So yeah, like we said, maybe Tuesday's show we can do that for you all there, Yazada and all. But yeah, appreciate you thanking Alex. It's always good. We always like to get feedback. Thank you.
You're welcome. Glad to help.
Got one more question for you all. Nodi is wondering, there were 2 flashing lights near the western entrance during the static fire and the scrubbed wet dress rehearsal. Did anyone notice them? And what do you think that they were for? They weren't a vehicle as they were right near the pad.
Security tower?
I don't know. I didn't see them. I got no idea myself.
Paul points out that the lights were at the other end of Pad 1 as well. So they were on both ends.
Only thing I'd guess is gas sniffers saying if it's a dangerous atmosphere or not, but without seeing them, that's just a shot in the dark.
I know some of those Sentry trailers had blue light flashing lights on them sometimes, but
apparently they were on poles.
I'll keep my eyes out for them next time.
That's it for the questions. Thanks, guys.
All right, we might start wrapping up the show. So I'll start with Jake. You're in with the show today again, so thank you very much for joining us today, Jake.
It's my pleasure. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it or not, but yeah, glad I did manage to make it for at least some of the show. So, yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it. And Kiwi, with your debut show, good on you. You did really well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Anytime. And Alex, thank you very much, as always. Very much appreciate your time and knowledge. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
And Indy, awesome for looking after chat and chatting with, keeping chat happy and bringing us the questions and donations. Thank you very much.
It's always my pleasure. Thank you.
And of course, we've got to thank RGV Aerial Photography for bringing us these wonderful images and their professional skills at getting the images up to scratch for them. They did an amazing job today, especially as they've done an amazing job today, considering what the raw images look like. So that's really good value, really good job there, Mauricio. Thank you very much for that.
And congratulations on 200 episodes.
And 200 episodes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've been such an integral part of the community. This whole Starbase community, you've been such an important and integral part of the whole community. I think every single person that has anything to do with SpaceX, Starbase here especially, well and truly know your work, and you are involved with the RGB community. So yeah, well done on all that. That's amazing. You built a really amazing community. And Matt, of course, so thank you for pushing the buttons and turning the dials. And with that, I'll say bye-bye. And my name's been Stephanie B. And I thank you all in chat for being with us again this week. And I'll leave for Matt to sign off.
Well, thank you, Steph. And not only did we hit 200 episodes on Starbase Weekly, but as of yesterday, we hit 70,000 subscribers on YouTube as well. So we want to give a massive thank you to all of our followers and subscribers and members and everybody that follows the RGV channel. We really can't do it without you guys. So thank you so much. So, yeah, our next show is going to be the Starbase Expanded on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. We'll be going over all the external sites and a few little extras and things like that. So be sure to tune in. And then we are looking, we don't have the next flyover scheduled just yet, but we are going to really try to do it on the day of the flight if there happens to be one within the next week. So we will keep you guys up to date on what's going on with that. So otherwise, we will see you on Tuesday. So yeah, thank you again, everyone. Most engines cut off, hot staging confirmed. Love you, bye.